All right, everybody. Sorry about that. Normally I'm a couple minutes earlier than this, but I had to juggle the dogs as well as anyone can juggle the dogs. Okay. Good old. I love how it tells me I have a slow connection, and yet I have all my bars and my internet looks good. It's a little weird, but whatever. It's fine. All right. Hey, Adam. Okay, so Johntae, got you on. All right, 1 second. It says it's adding you, my dear. There we go. Okay, so Johntae, one down, one down. Okay. Caleb.
What's up? What's up?
Perfect.
Yo.
What up?
Now we are just waiting for Chris.
Man, why my camera look like it pick up everything? Like I know I'm big and oh my God, hey, I guess I need to
Oh.
Pushing everything back.
Hey, I know. Hey, look, Siri trying to tell me something.
Nah.
How y'all doing? How y'all
All
doing?
right. Look at you already tagging people.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we just gotta get him back on and just let him know that we're ready. Gosh, I am like, so remember how I told you I have my setup where I have my phone and then my laptop directly behind it? Well, on the laptop, I'm seeing how everyone sees the live,
Mm-hmm.
and I am massive. I'm taking up the.
Yes. How everyone says like, "Hey, your mouth down," and you're like, "Huh?" Like, yeah.
I'm trying really hard to
but it's weird.
I'm making myself small.
Yes, but it corrects itself when it goes to 4. Like just it.
Yeah, I think it's just because I'm the host, so it, like, if there's 3 people, it makes my screen the biggest.
Yeah.
Hey, why he coming on, man? Anybody got something to brag on? God bless you this week. Like we gotta get some glory out there. We gotta let him know. Hey.
There we go.
Oh, he's down.
That's better.
No, y'all can go ahead and brag. Go ahead and brag. I like brag.
What's going on, man?
What you
It's
got?
going good. It's going good.
Oh, I mean, I ain't got no big brag, but I'm alive, baby. We in this thing. Hey,
you woke up this morning.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, and since we got Bully the Kid on, I'm like Club Shay Shay, but I'm drinking this water. But I got my fancy glass now.
Hey, line that thing up, boy. Y'all got the Cat Williams interview right now. Y'all got that Bully the Kid Williams.
You're wearing the wrong hat though, and you're probably a little bit more lucid. We're gonna be okay. I think we're gonna be all right.
There's only one right hat to wear, you know.
Oh man.
And I got it on right now.
So how did you take the news today?
You know what? Yesterday, you talking about yesterday when Jason retired?
Oh yeah, yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. See, Eagle fans, we know. I took it well. You know, he's like one of the best ever. So we're happy that he's done, man. We got a lot of more. We have a lot of good old linemen. So he's irreplaceable, but we love Jason Kelsey, man. He's a dog. You know what I'm saying? He's a dog.
Yeah,
Go War
yeah.
Eagle. I gotta say go War Eagle because one of the kids I coach, man, he's going to Auburn. Hollis Davidson, man. He just signed with Auburn. Big tight end, McIntosh High School. He just committed to Auburn about a week ago. He's in the top 10 tight ends in the country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, so he played with my son. Shout out to Hollis. Yeah, that's what's up.
Man.
Nice. So I know I'm wearing this, but I'm actually I'm from Lawrence, Kansas, so I'm a KU fan.
Well,
so
at least you have an SEC on now. That's probably the better move. Nobody claims Lawrence, Kansas ever. Like you didn't even have to say that while I was on the air.
It's the only thing there. Other than
Exactly.
barbecue and wheat and wind.
You could have kept that. You could have kept that to yourself, though. I mean, the people listening, they didn't want to hear that. It looked better when you were from Auburn.
I guess somebody's just like, oh, I'm from Kansas. I'm like, oh, great. We're all alone now. This is great.
Said no one ever. Go ahead.
Said no one ever. Yeah. Well,
Look, let me stop. I'm a guest here. Let me stop. I'm sorry. I'm giving you a hard time.
Hey, look, I told you. Hey, this is club bullet talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Go ahead and get yourself all lubed up there, son. I see you. I see you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's about an hour from Auburn. Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say, man, the best colors right here, the blue. Man, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know.
Yeah, that looks like dog shit green right here on the live. Like, really? That's what we call Cowboys blue.
Oh. Hey, man.
None of us are
Y'all don't even
safe. Okay, Caleb, none of us are safe tonight.
You don't even have a quarterback. Y'all are not going to pay Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? Jerry's laying in a cryo chamber somewhere.
For you too, I swear he's going to give you a zinger.
No.
Anytime.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with y'all. Y'all are good.
I don't be watching NFL like that. So hey, look.
I'm messing with y'all.
Hey, y'all got a squad, man. Y'all got a squad. But the first half of the season, y'all were dynamite.
Oh, yeah. I was afraid of y'all.
Yeah, that's about to be the first half of this show when I get the hell off here and keep talking. No, the first half of the show is going to be great. The second half, I don't know what's going to happen. But no, we were all right. Man, you know what? I'm a big Eagles fan. Everybody knows. And, this year we were just discombobulated and all over the place. Kind of like the American bully world sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You start off good and then you get lost in your own sauce sometimes. You think you're better than you are, and you stop listening to people and realizing that we all need to be students before we become teachers. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with my Eagles, and sometimes that happens in the dog world too. But what do y'all want to talk about, man? Because we can talk about the Eagles all night, but I'm going to get on your nerves. I promise you.
Oh, I hear you. Typically, what we like to start with is to let you introduce yourself. Even though, obviously, in the description of the event, we kind of gave a little bit of information about you. But sometimes people are logging on for the first time without actually having read it. So go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us your kennel name, your company name, what you do, and then how you got into bullies. That's how we like to start. It's like, what got you into bullies and who you are.
Well, you know what? I mean, I'm trying to figure out, I never know how to share the live, like when I'm on, so I can share it to my page and stuff like that. So let me try to figure that out before I jump into that. So nobody asks me. I don't know how to do it. Go ahead.
You gotta slide the bar over, and it'll show the little arrow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's like a little, act like you're going to comment, and then there should be like a little arrow at the far right, and that should let you share the link.
Hold on. No, all I got was avatars, but that's okay. You know what? I'll definitely share it afterward. Dude, see, now y'all got me all over here with like fluffy emojis. This is why I don't listen to Johntae. What was this? See, this is the BS I'm looking at now. Like now, I can hear myself talk now. Okay. Now I can hear myself talking.
Oh no!
What?
Yeah, we're having yeah. That's good.
Look, this is what happens. I'm gonna log off. I'm gonna come right back. No, I'm good now. I'm good now.
Okay. All right.
Jeez Louise.
Struggle busting. We even just got started. Like, I don't know if you've.
You know what? I'm gonna log off and come right back. Give me 2 seconds.
All right.
Simple. Now I'm going to step back so I don't look like.
Thank Hey, real quick, everyone watching, why we're doing that though, if everyone can actually get up there, share the live while we're doing it, share the live after. We appreciate just any new ears listening to it, just a new audience that can come. So share away. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you for joining in. But I like that he wants to.
Absolutely.
Like he's ready to dive straight in tonight. He's an Eagles fan, so but other than that, like it seems like he's ready. So I'm looking forward to this.
Oh,
Yeah, see, y'all were already trying to talk smack while I was gone. I don't know what happened.
I ain't talking smack.
No more bites. I tried to help you.
I
I tried to help out the thing. I could not do it, as y'all can see. But man, so basically, I'm Bully the Kid. I've been Bully the Kid since 2008. My first dog show ever was 2007 Nationals when King Kamali won out in Los Angeles. Man, Bully the Kid. People always ask me what's my kennel name and all that. You know, I represent so many different things. My kennel name is Signature Shorty Bulls. I had the GOAT, was like the winningest of all time, Shorty Bull for a long time. I worked with Animal Planet with Pit Bulls and Pro Leagues, had a short-lived TV show there. And then I wrote for Atomic Dog magazine. I was a senior writer there, wrote about 18 covers for Atomic Dog magazine. I host shows with Rolando Mata, of course, Atlanta Bully Marathon, of course, Atlanta Bully Mania, Atlanta Bully Fest. I'm located in Atlanta. So I did all that stuff, man. I work real close with AMZ. Of course, I MC Nationals every year. Last year was the first year I didn't do it. I was dealing with some family stuff. Yeah, so I didn't do it last year. What else did I? You know, it's so much, man. I write a lot of articles. I'm a mentor for the ABKC. So if you go on the ABKC site, you see Bully the Kid. That's all my real information, man. As long as I pay my phone bill, then you can call and get information.
I love it.
It's literally like I really much do a lot of different things, man. I used to run my own podcast. I was on a thing called Bully World Radio way back in the day, man, when we were still on forums and message boards. So I did that. And I had my own podcast, the Bully the Kid Show, that I stopped doing, I guess a year ago. I always come back and then I stop doing it. Then I'll start doing it again. So that's kind of what I do. And now, of course, I do Bully in the Bag. I do another podcast with about parenting, big time football dude. So that's pretty much it, man. And, you know, pretty much anything. Sometimes it's hard to talk about yourself, you know what I'm saying? But I've been around for a minute. So I guess y'all will learn more in this podcast.
Yeah. How'd you get into bullies specifically? Like, did you start somewhere else with other dogs?
Yeah, definitely. I was an American Pit Bull Terrier dude. I showed in the UKC, had a couple of grand champions there, did weight pool. Damn, I'm old. A long time ago, man. My mentor was Rolando Mata. So I had game dogs first. So when I got into game dogs, like most people in the South, it was a different style dog and different reasons. I was a young black kid with a pit bull, and that was cool when you was in college and did knucklehead stuff with knucklehead dogs. And I had a litter, and the litter had a blue fawn puppy in it. And I was like, oh man, this dog's so pretty. I think it should be a show dog. So I went to an ADBA show, and it was just bonkers. I mean, it was crazy. And it was like dogs barking and growling at each other. So I was like, nah, you know what? Yeah, I was like, I got a little bread. I'm going to get another pit bull. But I wanted a show dog, so I contacted Rolando Mata. Rolando Mata's kennel at the time was called True Kennels. He's based out of Atlanta. And I showed my puppy, and I was stacking it up, and it looked like shit. And I was like, yo, this is the best puppy I ever seen. And Rolando's like, that is the worst puppy I've ever seen. And I was like, well, damn, what do you got? And Rolando had this litter, and there were like all these grand champions. And he's like, you know what, you can get first pick because his actually one of his family members was going to get the dog, but they got locked up. So he was like, the dog's available. You can get it for $1,500. And I'm like, $1,500? I'm not spending $1,500. And this dog was red with a black mask. I'm talking about, like, I didn't know anything. So I'm like, this dog looks horrible. And its mama looked horrible. And I don't want to buy this dog. But Rolando had all these ribbons and trophies. So I was like, all right, I'm going to buy this dog. So I bought this dog, and it was a pit bull, and it had a black mask. It was red. I wanted blue. I wanted blue fawn. This was a dusty husky, buckskin. My wife at the time was like, "You spent how much on this dog?" And I was like,
Oh, no.
really, I had only spent like 800 because Rolando put me on a payment plan, and it took quite a while before I paid him off because we became friends. You know, who pays their friends on time? So it was cool. So we became friends. We started going UKC. I met Skip Miller. A lot of Dave Wilson was showing at the time. This is in 2002. Good God, man. Y'all is really trying to make me never get. I will never date again. Like, what the hell?
Oh, shit.
But to let all my little 28 girlfriends that are 28-year-old girlfriends go. They'll be like, damn, 2002? Well, 2002 was about when this happened. And Rolando was like, he would take me to shows, and I would have like bucket hats on, big chains on, big cell phone, you know, but that was cool when it was back then. You clip your cell phone to your pocket. And I was in the ring. I was answering phone calls while I was showing my dog, all kinds of stuff. And then when I would lose, I won. Like, I had this dog and this puppy, and at the time it's called non-licensed. So non-licensed in the UKC is the same as 3 to 6 month old puppy, and it doesn't count. But I took it serious because I'm a football dude. I didn't understand the manners of showing dogs. I just knew competition. So I had won like 7 shows in a row, and this old lady named June Pasco, highly respected, she dumped my dog, in the puppy class. This is like, imagine 3 to 6 months. And she says, this puppy has too much bone, he loses. I lose it. I lose it in the ring. Like, I knock all the ribbons off the table. Like, this is some bullshit. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I literally lose it. Rolando is like, whoa, what is wrong with your dude? He's not acknowledging me, nothing. And I'm like, I don't know what this lady's doing because I lost. You know what I'm saying? I don't never lose. And it was, that was my first experience with that is not how dog showing is. It's not like a football game.
Yeah.
So I was just really highly competitive. I took that dog on. We won. He was a grand champion, but he was also a UWPCH champion, weight pool champion. Everything I did with dogs was like competitive. Like, there was no training. It was just like, yo, do what I say, like sit still. So it was easy. If I told him to pull, he was going to pull because he was just a good dog. So anyway, I did that for a while. Got another big time dog named Cochise who went on and won at UKC APBT Nationals. He won, he got like 3rd place. And at that point I was like, man, I was just kind of burned out because I didn't like the people of UKC. I shouldn't say I didn't like them because I learned so much, man. I learned about confirmation. I learned about everything you can imagine because one of the problems we have in the bully community is we learn from each other. In the UKC, there was all these people that knew more than me. So when I would say just some BS, they would correct me. And I'm not going to get mad at them because they were old. They were like 50, 60 years old. So obviously, they knew more than me. Because I tell people all the time, when you're 20-something and someone's 50 and they tell you something, it's easier to listen to them. But see, now in the ABKC, some of our judges are 28. If I'm 23, I'm 24, and you're 28, you can't really tell me shit. Like, I'm going to be more defensive because you're not that far removed from me that I think you got that much more experience, So now I look at judges now, and they're so much younger than me. What can they really teach me? You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but that's how I've been doing this. Like I said, I've been doing this since 2002. If you told me you just got into bullies in 2016, no, I'm not listening to you. Like, you might be able to teach me. You might be able to tell me something, but really, you called me to find me. Like 6 years ago, you were calling me for information. So it's harder. But in UKC, they were already there, so I listened to them, and I had to be quiet. And it was very different. So anyway, I did that, but it was kind of boring. Rolando was changing his life around. He had met his now wife, Courtney. He was busy, you know what I'm saying? So we used to go to shows. We used to go to shows as a crew. And I'm talking about, we were like, not a bully crew, not like we got money crew. Like, we were broke in a 2000 Honda Accord 5 deep with 6 dogs. Like, we were grinding. We were like sharing hotel rooms. We were broke. We were broke going to dog shows. Like, we would travel, and it was so much fun. And I got family. You know, it wasn't like bully. Like we didn't have no band with TVs in it. It was like rough. You know, it was fighting with your friends and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed my time with pit bulls. But then I wanted to get into the bullies. So what happened actually, this is another story. I was doing radio, and I went to a thing with Frank Ski and Usher, and it was like a seminar about getting on the radio. And I said, yo, I want to be on the radio. Mind you, it's 2002. I shouldn't say how old I was, but I was old. I was out of college. And they said, I went to the seminar, and I'm like, yo, I want to start a radio. I want to be on radio. What can I do? And they said to me, you're a little old. And I was like 24, 25. I was young. I was young, but I was older than what you would be to get an internship.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like
so
18,
they were like,
19.
yeah. So they said, at the time I was just Chris, and they were like, you're so good. Your voice is so good, but we can get people to do this for free. So we're not going to pay you. And they said, go start your own radio show. Go online and just do your own radio show. And I'm like, F y'all don't know how good I am. Y'all don't know, go on internet and do a radio. Y'all are stupid. Y'all don't know who I am. I'm going to show you. I was so mad that they told me to go on the internet. And, you know, for about a week or two, I was mad. I was like, these people don't know shit. So I go online, and I see Atomic Dog magazine. I reach out to them to be a writer. Mm-hmm. And they never respond. And this thing called Bully Media Group responds to me. It's a website. And they say, we want you to come write for us. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm thinking it's Atomic Dog. And I was writing on the website. And then they had this thing called Bully Talk Radio. And on Bully Talk Radio, there was Michelle Chavez. There was a guy named Lumba. Okay, so you know X-Dog, the harness, the weight? That's Lumba. So he called by Stan Smith now. But Lumba was on the radio. Yeah, he was the big-time radio dude. I thought he was crazy because he had the glass eye. I thought this was the coolest thing. He was a rapper, too. See, I'm letting all the secrets out. Lumba was a rapper, and he was a personality on the radio. Yeah. So Stan Smith was a radio personality. So I was like trying to get in with them. They let me come on. We go on the air. Michelle Chavez at the time was a part owner of the ABKC. Yeah. She was a judge. She let me come on the radio with her. Her son had just got murdered. And her, Lumba, now Stan Smith, they all did these shows. They were doing these radio shows, and they were killing it. I'm talking about they were killing it. And Lumba had a different show. So we came on Monday night, Keeping It 100. And Lumba's, I can't remember what it was, but Lumba had this thing where he did, because he was like MMA too. When I tell you Stan Smith that y'all know is totally different than Stan Smith that I met. So Lumba was a rapper. Lumba was a rapper. Lumba knew like every MMA dude. He was interviewing like Michael Bisping. This dude was doing it all, but I didn't know him. So I was on the other night. I came on with Michelle, and we started doing stuff, and this radio show was like big. But what people don't know is we were anti-Dave Wilson. Like, we didn't rock with Dave Wilson at the time. But I didn't know anybody. Yeah. So I was like reckless. I was super reckless. So I said, I'm going to do this show called The Debate Show, and I'm going to debate Dave, and we get on this show, and I bring on a dude named Tito, Ruckus Kennels. Y'all probably don't know Ruckus.
I've heard of it.
Okay, well, this is old school. So Tito had beef with Dave.
Not to be like,
and he was like, yeah, he had beef with Dave. And he was like, all he wanted was a platform to just talk crap about the ABKC. And I didn't know. So I'm new. I'm just trying to get clicks, man. I'm like Jerry Springer. I don't care. Like, I don't know none of you bully people. I'm going to say what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? So I go on. We start getting into it. It's like, this person, Tito came on like raw dog. Like, I don't care who you know. I don't care if it's Terrell Quincy. I don't care if it's Ashton Edwards. I don't care if it's Bashar. I don't care if it's Khan. Nobody had nothing on Tito this day. He went 100% scorched earth. He was like, this person stole this dog. This person hung these papers. Zach Rudolph, who's a big-time NBA basketball player, he's like, Zach Rudolph did this. Zach Rudolph did that. And I'm on the air, and I'm just eating it up like, what? Zach Rudolph? Yeah, man. You right. Tell more. We hang up. Great show. A lot of listeners. Good job. My phone started ringing. Bro, Dave Wilson called me. No. Zach Rudolph called me first.
Yeah.
And he's in the NBA at the time. Like, this man got a double header like the next night. He's going to be playing. So he called, he's like, this is Zach Rudolph. I need to talk to you about your show. And I'm like, oh, wait, this is Zach Rudolph? Like, Zach, what's up, man? I'm so excited. I'm like, what's going on, man? Big fan. He's like, you just bashed me on the radio and you want to be my friend? I'm like, dude. He's like, when I see you, it's on. I'm like, oh, damn. He hangs up. I'm like, I look over at my wife at the time, like, that was Zach Rudolph, you know? And then Dave called me, and he's hot. Dave, man, he's like, you need to tell me what I need to do to stop people from coming to look for you because everybody want to get you. And I'm like, I don't know who y'all are talking about. So now I'm getting defensive because I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, ha, whatever. So anyway, me and Dave end up talking. And when we talked, I said, look, I'll do a show with you. And I said, the only thing with me is the show has to be live. It can't be recorded. You have to do it. Well, I do the show. It's after the debate. And Dave basically debunks all the things that were said. And, of course, that caused a little friction with Bully Media Group because I'm supposed to be over here. Now I'm, like, siding with them. And then Bully the Kid switches. Now Bully the Kid leaves Bully Media Group, and he goes ABKC. He goes to Bully World Radio. I switch it up. Just straight up sell out. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? It's funny now because everybody's gonna be like, damn, Bully just telling the truth. But yeah, for real, I was like, oh wow, I'm gonna go with ABKC because they seem like they got a little motion, whatever. But I was still cool with everybody, but I made that decision. So once I did that, it like caused a lot of friction. Like, yo, Bully was our guy, now he's not. But that led to me writing for Atomic Dog. That led to me interviewing Tia Torres of Pitbulls and Parolees via Lobos. Me and Tia became really good friends. Me and Dave became friends. And I always tell people I'm writing this book. Like right now, actually, I'm 16 chapters in of the ABKC, The Truth Behind the American Bully. And it's real stories like this. And it's really, I think one thing we do in the bully world, we take things too seriously. Like we think like, if you tell the truth, you're going to be blackballed. But you're not. It's just the truth. If it happened, it happened. If it didn't, it didn't. Well, the bully world was so intriguing to me at the time because I never seen nothing like it. I never seen people with dogs on chains and gold chains and half-naked women walking through shows and the Dub Car show locked on, man. Like, everybody that's in the dog world now, they have no idea what the ABKC was in 2007, 2008. It was really a crazy thing, but it's a beautiful thing, you know? It was, the best way I could describe it, it was a rumble in the jungle like every weekend. Like all over the world, it was like that. And people don't believe me, but it was like that. Yeah. Like, the shows in California were a movie. It was thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It was crazy. It was crazy. So imagine being who I was, because I was not a gangster at all, ever. I was just a dude that was trying to be the media. And we had Kush TV. We had a lot of different things going on. And it was a different world for me. So at the time, I wanted to make it better. I wanted to bring what I knew in UKC because I knew how to handle dogs. I wanted all of that to be good. It was a different thing. So you had all kinds of people that wouldn't get along. Like, you had Bloods, you had Crips, you had Mexicans, you had Black, you had white people. It was like people that would never, ever talk to each other were at these events getting along. It was cool. My first 10 years in the bully community, I want to say there were 3 fights total, maybe 3. 3 fights. One was at a show up north where the guy got thrown through a table. Another show was like at a hotel fight. But I say that, and it sounds crazy, but 3 fights out of hundreds and hundreds of shows, that's not bad when you're talking about a community that was dog showing, let's be honest, and every other registry is dominated by women. It's dominated by women. If you go to AKC, there's going to be more women there. You know what I'm saying? And the men that are at AKC shows, they ain't going to stab you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're pretty peaceful. They're going to call the police. At ABKC shows, it was like gangsters. It was gangsters. It was like gangsters. You know what I'm saying? It was like
Man,
seeing real.
It's crazy. I used to I used to get kicked off the computer at school watching I wait for the YouTube videos to load of the meeting. Hey, I'm talking about they used to kick me off. I had to buy somebody login information. Like,
Bro,
I'm talking about
it was the realest thing ever. First time I went to Compton was because of an ABKC show, and they were like, "Hey, we're going to such and such's house. Bully, come with us." And bro, you go somewhere and you're okay because of dogs. Like that's why you're okay because of dogs.
Yeah.
So it changed, and it became more about people start learning about conformation. They start learning about what a dog is supposed to look like. Now it becomes, we didn't have a top 10. It was actually the top 20. And we didn't have the top 20 until 2011 in Vegas. That's the first time we even had one. So when you had that, if you got your nails clipping, it's because if Doberman won't stop walking around, go upstairs. Yeah, sorry, we're very old school with the way we deal with dogs. I mean, I love bullies. If you get a working breed, they're out of control. I'm just gonna tell you, don't get it. So anyway, we would do all kinds of different things, and when you suddenly got the top 20, you're talking about dogs that were winning. So now you see dogs like Zero and Bear and all these dogs. They win 70, 60, 100 best of breeds. If you look back in the history books, those dogs were winning like 12, 11, and they were number one for the year. I don't know what Rolando said. He said something about East LA. I don't know what he said.
You were the only black person on the block.
You know what? I went to East LA. I was filming for Pit Bulls and Parolees. Okay, I was filming for Pit Bulls and Parolees, and we go to this show, and they're filming. And I'm Bully the Kid, and at the time, hold on, Jamie Sweet is calling me while I'm on the phone. I go to East LA, and while I'm there, they're filming for me, Pit Bulls and Parolees, and I'm like the special guest on the show that episode. Yeah. And we go in. Now, when you do TV people have no recollection of reality. They really don't. They just have a camera and they think you can stop everything. So we're at this show and they're like, stop the show so you can walk through this crowd of these Mexican like gangster dudes and just tell them to be quiet. I'm not gonna do that. Let's walk through quickly, and you edit this when I'm behind these people, and I'll make a mean face like, get out of the way. They were like, so we're walking through, and they're like, keep it down. I'm like, okay, guys, I'm on the microphone. I'm like, guys, keep it down. We're gonna come through, and we're gonna make some noise. These dudes said, if you don't, they were like, who the F are you? You don't stop the show. Get the F out. Dude, it was getting ugly. And my producer is like, no, Bully, get the crowd going. So I literally have to get them going. I throw out like a T-shirt or something. They do not scream at all. They are so mad at me. And it wasn't Compton. Dang, I wish I could remember if we were in Long Beach or where we were, but we were in the hood. I know that. We were in Watts. It was in Watts. That's where it was. It was in Watts, like right outside of Watts. And that was what TV people make you do. They don't care. They were just like, hey, do this. But it was a really good vibe. I mean, when you think about shows like that, and it's fun to reminisce, but you could also, when you're in it, know that for this to really grow, you have to grow. You have to progress further than where you were to be taken seriously. At the time, we're just now introducing the pocket class, the classic class. All that stuff was brand new. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like what you want. In fact, that show in the East that I was at, that was the show Dax was at. And I want to say it was either where Dax became a grand or a champion or something. So it was cool to see Dax. But I had met Dax in San Bernardino in 2011 as a little puppy. So it was like, it was a different time. Ed Shepherd was a different dude. All of these people were different. And to see where we are now compared to then, there is no way you could imagine it. And I always tell people the bully world started backwards. We started ass backwards. Like, we came in this and we had Dub Car Show. We had Yukonuba as our main sponsor. You got to understand, we had Yukonuba coming through. Yeah, somebody just said it would be like telling Rumble in the Jungle to hush. Yeah, it would be just like that. But at least at Rumble in the Jungle, I might be a little bigger deal than I was at the time. And I'll tell you this, Rumble in the Jungle is tame compared to South Los Angeles. Like, I don't care what. Tell June, Bully the Kid said it's tame. It is. I would walk through a million Rumble in the Jungle before I would walk through Watts again. Like, that's a different world. But yeah, you know, now where we are is so different because it is a family. It is family. It is little kids. There was no junior handler. You know what junior handler was when we first got started? I did junior handler class, and what I would do is I'd make every parent pay $5 or $10 for their kids to show. The kids would come in and we would talk to them, and then I would take the $5 or $10 that the parents paid and I would give it to each one of the kids. That's what junior handler was. There was no trophies, and everybody was happy. All the kids were happy because it looked like they're like, Bully the Kid gave me some money, and all the parents are like, that is my give me my money back, kid. They're like, yeah, I was a hero. Yeah, people would be like, Bully the Kid. Bully the Kid is rich. Bully the Kid's giving out money. It was the parents' money. I literally took their money and just gave it back to the kids. And then the kids would spread the money out at my show. So look, it's a hustle. Everything's a hustle. But it was good. It was good. It all worked out. So that was different, man. But a lot of times you hear people talk about, oh, the old times are better than the new times or whatever, and they really aren't. It's not about being better. It's about progression. It's about do you want to feel comfortable. You don't want to take your kids somewhere where you're worried about something. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be where you can go and you feel happy and you feel peace. And we're talking about people because that was always, to me, what moved all this was the people that were in attending these shows. You're going to meet people that were so talented. Like, I see Hannah's on here. James Alba is literally one of the most talented photographers I've met. And that's in sports. That's in anything. I mean, he's just got a super talent when it comes to what he does. Rolando Mata is one of the top dog people in any registry. It doesn't matter. We are blessed to have him here. Dave Wilson is a super businessman. You know, you look at the American dream and you think about someone doing something with dogs and becoming a millionaire and reaching so many people. We are literally worldwide with something that started in Spotsylvania, Virginia. Let me tell you where you don't want to go outside of Lawrence, Kansas. That's Spotsylvania, Virginia. So if you had two places that you want to die, those two are off the list. You know what I'm saying? If you end up dying in Spotsylvania, you made a wrong turn somewhere in your life. But that's the home of the ABKC. That's the home of Razor's Edge. And now Razor's Edge is not necessarily a kennel club, not a kennel club, I'm sorry, a bloodline that everybody respects as much as they should. It was literally a catapult. Them and Gotti Line and Mike Land. Yeah. You know, a pedigree is a lie. I would say a pedigree is a lie because the further along you get, if you see Shaquille O'Neal, you're going to think everyone in his family must have been tall. Right. Because you forget. Because what you see is Shaquille O'Neal is 7 foot tall. Then you see all of Shaquille O'Neal's kids and they're damn near 7 feet tall. And you start thinking they must have always been tall. And then one day you meet Shaquille O'Neal's dad and mom and realize they were 6 foot and 5'8". Yeah. And that's what pedigrees do. We make you forget because it's so current. It's so current. I came from a world, I came up when the ADBA and the UKC had scrolls of pedigrees. Like I used to buy, I'm sorry, I'm fighting with this dog, Cornels. The pedigrees, you would roll them out. You know what I'm saying? And it would be purple ribbon. And I remember being in my living room with a big, long scroll of pedigree out on the floor. Like, oh, man, my dog goes all the way back to this dog, Kobe's Panama Jack in the 27th generation. I got a Kobe dog. That would be ridiculous. But I really thought that way. I really thought I was doing stuff that was amazing. And now we are a 3-generation culture. We're 3 generations. We look at what's right in front of us. You know what I'm saying? My dog is a Brim son. My dog is a Bear grandkid. That's about as far back as we go. So our breeding practices have been so compacted because we don't breed off of what everything is making. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at what's in front of us, and we don't really know. So those were good times. And then there was what I call the Middle Ages. And the Middle Ages are kind of when it started changing. It was I always use this analogy. There was a period where people were learning what faults were, but they didn't know how to build a dog. So think about when you first, I don't know all of you guys' history, but you learn about a dog. The first thing you might learn about is a dog is Easty Westy. Okay? You have no idea how to fix it. You don't know how it's called. You don't know what it's really doing. All you know is the dog is Easty Westy and his feet are going the wrong way. That's all you know. And once you learn that though, you start thinking you're a genius because you now can point Easty Westy out on everybody else's dog except yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, God damn, look at that dog over there. It's Easty Westy. I like that dog, but it's Easty Westy, and I'll be damned if I'm going to breed to an Easty Westy dog. So you learn that. So you walking around with your dog, it's got straight fucking fronts. You're proud of your dog because he's not Easty Westy. Then one day somebody comes to you and says, your dog got a high rear. And you don't know what to say. You just say, well, at least he ain't Easty Westy. And they're like, what? Then now you know what high rear is. So now you're going crazy because now you're like, damn, my dog's got a high rear. It's got a different fault. And then you're confused because now you're befuddled. You're completely mind gone. But then they really mess you up when they say, you know, part of the reason your dog is Easty Westy is because it got short upper arm. Now you're like, damn, my dog's got 3, but he's not Easty Westy. You know what I'm saying? This is a show dog. They come back to you and they say your dog is straight in the stifle. At this point, you need to throw the whole dog away, set him on fire. You're like, call your neighbor, give him away because you're confused. So I say when you first learn about these things, it causes more confusion than really create answers because it's easy for us to say this dog isn't that. It's harder to say a dog is something. You know, it really is harder. So it causes people to be so insulted about the truth. You know, when you think about what I just said, if I don't know who your guys' dogs are, but if I come out and say, yo, that puppy you got right there, Johntae, I mean, I like everything about him. Yo, that motherfucker's flues are loose. Yeah. And you're like, first of all, you're going to say, I don't know what you just said, but I'm going to take it as disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Don't talk about my dog no more. And that's what we get into. And we're not educating ourselves further. So I used to say that the bully community, they know the alphabet. They know every alphabet. They know every letter in the alphabet, but they don't know how to spell a word. So if you have a little kid and you were like, repeat the alphabet, A, B, C, D, y'all know all the words. I don't want to look dumb and mess up, but A, B, C, D, y'all know the rest. Then you say, okay, little boy, spell cat. And they're like, oh, shit. A, B, C, D, E, F, cat. They don't know. And you're like, that's where their education stopped. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So then when you teach him how to spell cat, my baby's a genius, but now he can't say, spell the cat went up the tree. He can't do that. He don't know how to make a sentence. This is all the same about dogs. You learn the alphabet. You learn the faults. Then you have to learn what those faults are caused by. Then you got to learn how to correct them. So there's such a process before you get to the point of building an actual bully. Yeah. That people are skipping steps. And what's a beautiful thing is now we're so far along. People have already done most of the hard work for you. I'm screaming about my Doberman, and I'm joking. I love my Doberman. Let me tell you how much work I had to do with my Doberman to make sure he wasn't Easty Westy. 0. How much did I have to do so my Doberman didn't have a high rear? 0. Because he's been bred so long that those faults have been removed that I could literally go buy a Doberman from just about anybody off of Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, and guess what it's not going to be? Easty Westy. That's where we're trying to get with our dogs, but we're so at the beginning that we've not quite got there where we can buy a dog from anybody and guarantee that our dog's not Easty Westy or our dog's not high in the rear. The longer the breeds are around and the more serious they are. Now, if I buy just a ratty Doberman, I might get some problems. But if I went to a show breeder, any show breeder, and bought a Doberman, it would probably be very hard for just your novice person to pick out a fault on that dog. They probably would say that's the best looking Doberman they've ever seen in their life. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. Because every other breed is, I don't want to say they're all bred to the standard, but the standard is where their value lies. The value of a Rottweiler or a Doberman or a German Shepherd or a Labrador is in the fact that they look like a Labrador, a Golden Retriever, a Rottweiler, that they look like their breed. The value is in the standard. Our value is in opinion. Okay? Our value is in opinion. So the other day, all this stuff was going on about Hangman. And I made a post about the classic class and how much it's changed, how beautiful it is.
I read it.
Everybody will admit that Hangman is a beautiful dog. But the negative of opinion took this national winner, #1 dog in the country, beautiful animal. Opinion made him worth less because the value of a classic is worth less. So if you call my dog a classic, you disrespect my dog.
Yeah.
It doesn't change anything. He's beautiful. He's amazing.
He's a good
kind of classic. F you. I'll see you in the street. We gonna scrap. F you. That's what it turned into because our value is not in the standard. You know, our value is not in the standard. So when we get there, there's been beautiful dogs. Bear, Zero, Hangman. Why are we getting mad about saying dogs are beautiful? You know what I'm saying? Al Rivera is an old-time judge. He said something to me one time. I was showing my shorty bull, and I had won over 50 best in shows. And again, I'm not a good winner. I'm damn sure not a good loser. Luckily, I've only lost twice. And when I was winning, I went to a show in Arkansas. It was 4 shows. I won 3 of them best in show. I'm on cloud 9. 4th show, Al dumps me. He picked Sarah Roach's dog. I don't know if you know Sarah Roach. Sarah Roach's dog, Timbo. Beautiful XL. Pick my dog.
That's the one, you know?
Well, I lost humbly in front of people, and then behind closed doors, I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you, Al? Clearly, you didn't get the script. So Al says to me, he says, your shorty bull is the best shorty bull I've ever seen. And I said, wow, but you didn't give me best in show, so you're an idiot. And then he said, but Bully, that was the best XL I've ever seen. I said, who the fuck cares? And then he says, the Bully, he said, your shorty bull is the best one I've ever seen, but I've only seen 30 shorty bulls in my life. I've seen thousands of XLs. Yeah. That's the best one I've ever seen. That's why he got best in show. So when he said that, I had no argument. That's what I want from my judges. I want those judges to really be able to say, this is why. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a very confident judge to be able to explain. It's easy to tell a kid, do this because I'm the boss, because I said so. And, you know, I'm a dad. I've used that line several times. But now, my youngest daughter is at Yale. My oldest daughter is graduating from Georgia Tech. You know what doesn't work anymore? I said so because I went to Georgia State University. That doesn't work anymore. You know what I'm saying? So now I have to be able to explain. Now, that doesn't change the fact that there are moments where I'm like, shut up, I said so. It's my house. Get out, you know? But I'm going to tell you right now, in about 4 years, their house is going to be bigger than mine. You know what I'm saying? Their car is going to be better than mine because progression. They're better than me. They should be. So when we get into these dogs and we look at where we want everybody to be and we want everybody to learn, we have to be open to the fact that we may not be right all the time. The American Bully is still in its infancy, but we, in this short amount of time, we've seen some beautiful, beautiful dogs. I'm talking about Clydesdale was an amazing dog, man. Clydesdale was an amazing dog. Bistro was an amazing dog. Bistro was an amazing dog. Big Papa was an amazing dog. These are dogs that literally did their thing. Bus was an amazing dog. And then there's like a new stage of dogs that you're going to get into that you may not like. And some of it got into the people. Like Rocco was an amazing dog. Rocco was beautiful. Rocco was a head turner. You know what I'm saying? And when you get into these dogs, it's like, wow. But now they're different. But all we do is compare. You know what I'm saying? We are not a community of monogamy. We don't want one wife. Because I swear there might be one that look better. And my girl classic now. I don't want a classic girl. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying I want a pocket, I don't necessarily say I want a pocket.
No, 'cause
Some of them are
it's
dwarf
crazy.
like. No,
Well,
they're not crazy. They just some of them their legs is too short, so it's different. You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
be talking
But
about me like I'm not here, Chris. Come on now.
oh, so you telling me, damn, you're a Jamie Sweet special. You short and you from Kansas. That is a problem. That is a shorty bull. That is the birthplace of shorty bull. And you're from Lawrence, Kansas. I'm just saying. All right. I digress. Could be worse. You could be a fluffy. That could be worse. No, I'm joking. So anyway, go ahead.
Real quick. So basically, I mean, what would you as a mentor for the ABKC and stuff like that? How would you really hit somebody in the head with where do you start? Like where do you reprogram your eyesight to be able to actually see the poetry the picture you're painting with words? Like, I mean, that's what the standard is.
Yeah, I think the best place to start is always, you want to say from the beginning, but I think that the best place to start in dogs is through your mistakes. Okay, like every one of us talking right now, everyone that's listening, they have a first dog, and no matter. Sorry, one of my beard hairs got in my mouth, Johntae. God dang it. Your beard is shitting on mine, and I'm like, that shit's falling out. So, that goddamn just for men is hitting for you. That shit is bad. So anyway, I would start. I would say,
family.
oh, God. There is nothing worse than a black man with Indian. It's called Creole, no Negro. That's what that shit is. Like, he got criminal Indian in his ass, not Seminole Indian. He got criminal Indian. Anyway, I'm sorry. I digress. Listen. So, where to start? I think the best way that you do is you go back and you look at your first dogs, and you identify what the faults are in those dogs. And once you're removed from the feelings of it all, it's easier. But there's really not a correct way to say do it. The main thing is admit it. When I get here, I'm not going to know everything. You know what I'm saying? Right. And the problem with us is if you hit on the first dog and that first dog makes you $30,000, $40,000, it's hard for somebody to tell you you're doing it wrong, you know, because that's what you did. The people that are frustrated normally are the people who lost money, didn't make any money. That's about 80% of us, right? Like we got into dogs and we're spending more money than we're making. Yeah. But then some people, and the problem with our community is they become leaders because they won the lottery. God dang, it's 9:50. I meant to play the lottery tonight and I ain't got time. Anyway, they won the lottery. They win. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And once they win, with money comes respect, right? In the bully world, we don't care. Yeah, we care that you won a lot. That's a small percentage of people that sit there and realize, man, 0 won 100 best in shows. That is freaking crazy. Bear won 2 years in a row. Like, these are crazy numbers. Yeah. We respect that, but it's a smaller percentage. Mm-hmm. Now, and I'm probably going to get in trouble. My inbox is going to be messed up. Thanks, Amanda. If I look at dogs and I say, who was more successful, Bear, 0, or Rocco and Brim?
Bear.
You're going to say Bear is the most successful?
Wait. So, show ring.
There you go. That's what I wanted you to say. Because you're going to have to classify. You're going to have to quantify it and say show ring.
Yeah, Rocco and Brim are going to kill the money thing. Like they
but money even money and marketing.
Okay, but now let's not say just money and marketing, because the number one way that they kill it that is bad. It's not bad. It's good. These are my friends. There you go. Rocco not influenced it. Yeah. Rocco is one of the most impactful dogs of all time. Absolutely. Dax is an impactful dog. Yeah. It doesn't even matter how much money he made. The money. No. See, Bistro, hold on. See, you trying to get me in trouble. Robert Lee's my guy too. See, this is what happens when you got too many friends. You can't say everything the right way. But they impacted the breed. And they impacted the breed because of the success of their owners. Now, Rocco is a beautiful dog. To me, Rocco's in my top 10, like, of all time. Of thousands of dogs I've seen from all over the world, Rocco is one of the best. But Rocco's impact on the American bully there's only a couple of dogs that have impacted the breed more. And that would be Dax impacted the American Bully.
Yeah.
There was a point where Remy impacted the Bully. But listen to me, those old dogs, they impacted the breed for about normally 2-3 years. Rocco been around for like 7 years. Rocco been around for 8 years, being bred. Like his kids have been being bred. Like that's a look. You know what I'm saying? So when we're talking about impact, now Bear's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I love Bear. Love Bear. Bear didn't have that influence as offspring. If I were to look up how many kids Bear has, Bear may only have I would guess 100. I don't even think he has 100 kids. I don't know. I'd have to ask Jamie and Ben, but he's not been overbred like that. So his impact, although in the show ring, is great. But here's the problem with impacting in the show ring. The show ring is about a 3-year wave. So you see people, they get in, get a dog, they show that dog, they go crazy, then they try to reproduce another show dog and they fail and they get out. Think about it. They get out. So they show a dog, they're showing the dog, they're doing a great job. Then they have to breed the dog. Then that dog they get has to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have anything in the chamber. So now they sitting there with an empty gun because the dog that they were showing that was winning is not winning anymore because its time has passed. We're a very fast-moving community. So if you can't wait that long, you're now out. So if you're out in 3 years, that lessens the amount of people that got to see Bear. That lessens the amount of people that love Bear. That lessens the amount of people that saw him and know that he was so great. You know what I'm saying? Because in our community, by the time we use the stud, it always blows my mind. And hey, I'm really going to get hated here because I'm going to cost people money.
Oh, shit.
People buy stud dogs. I'm going to buy a stud. I'm going to buy a stud fee. I'm going to spend it right now. I don't even have a bitch, but it's a good deal. Here's my $500. I want to use that stud. I don't even own a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
I want a piece
Or my
of
bitches. My bitch is 3 months old. Here's my 500. I own whatever the dog's name is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a good breeder, so I don't breed my bitch till she's 2. I know I'm rare and I'm an idiot, but I don't breed her till she's 2.
No,
She's 2. Now look,
Okay, keep going.
she turns 2. Guess what? That stud is no longer hot. I don't want to use that motherfucker because everybody got a puppy off of him.
Yeah.
Everybody got one of them. I don't want to use him. Can I get my 500 back? No. Okay. No problem. I'm going to use the new end dog. So I just gave $500 away. And I've got a bitch because I'm buying a stud based on the value of that dog. I'm not buying on how much it matches my female. I don't even know what she's going to be. You know what I'm saying? So we keep doing that. And that's why sometimes the consistency in our breed falls off because we're not using the dog that best matches my bitch. You know, we talk about Bear. Bear could still be bred to this day, no joke. Choose some dogs and make some amazing dogs. But is it 10 o'clock, 4 minutes till? Don't nobody want that shit no more. That's what they're going to say. Don't nobody want that because Ben is not promoting Bear like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So because he's not promoting that anymore, I don't want to use him, even though Bear might be the best male for my dog. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you talk to some of the biggest dudes in the game in the past, they were building brands. I brought up Jamie Sweet. Jamie Sweet's one of my mentors as well. What I loved about Jamie was she taught me that the dog of today, she was building bitches for tomorrow. Okay? The dog of today, she was building bitches for tomorrow. So in the shorty bulls, she would use a 7-8-year-old stud with a 1-year-old bitch because her bitches were so bullied. Her bitches were so amazing that she could go use those studs longer. But in the American bully world, we're building studs. So our bitches can't keep up. So if I have a dog right now, I want to breed to, let's say, Hangman. Hangman, God dang, I love Hangman. I got to build a bitch for that dog. Yeah. Well, I got to find what I'm going to create the bitch with. I'm making that bitch. She's just a baby. I'm going to come back to Lee and say, yo, I want to use that dog in 2-3 years. Well, in the bully world, you're throwing money away. You don't have to give those puppies away. In 3 years, nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that anymore. So we're not building dogs for the breed. when you get into really, really looking at these dogs, it's going to grow better. You know what I'm saying? When you really get in, you want to be serious. You want to be like, yo, I want to talk to Bully because Bully don't even like talking to people no more. Let me get that knowledge so I can store it away. You know what I'm saying? I want to take this and put that in there. I want to make sure that what he's saying works, because maybe it doesn't, but it does. It's just patience. We don't have patience in our breed. You know, I have this Doberman sitting here. He'll be 2 in April. I've had a bunch of people ask to use him, and really it's crazy because AKC people are like, I want to use him in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I've got a female that's growing up. I'm going to use that dog then. I'm not in a rush. You know what I'm saying? But in our world, we want our dogs. This is why I used to always hate showing, because we're in a rush to get dogs to a year old. Because in our mind, for whatever reason, the American Bully world, we say 1 year old, you're an adult. You know what I'm saying? You know why when I say 2 years old, I'll tell everybody that's listening, there's a reason that 2 years old is stuck in my mind, is because when I came up in the UKC, you couldn't health test till a dog was 2. So I couldn't even get its hips checked until it was 2. So I couldn't breed it till it was 2. So 1 year old was so far removed.
Right.
Now, let me not be a hypocrite in this mug, because Bully the Kid has definitely bred dogs under 1 year of age, under 2 years of age. Not 1 year, stop. I know y'all gonna run with that. I'll be up Twitter tomorrow. Under two.
Yeah.
Because now I recognize the differences, and it's fast paced. And even with me, even with everything that I know, I can get impatient. You know what I'm saying? I want to win now. I used to plan breeding based around nationals. Yo, we need to breed that bitch right now, because if it's born in November, it'll be a year at nationals. Boom. Got it.
We building them Mondo Burger dogs, you know.
This person said, this person asked me, what do I think, my thoughts on genetic testing? Genetic testing is all that embark stuff that people do. Man, I got too much gray in my beard. I'm not big on the testing of, get your dog tested. Oh, wow, your dog is part poodle and part Labrador. That's like fucking John Hay over there. He's part Indian. Get that shit embark. Get that shit embark. He's going to come back. He is 80% Negro and 20% African American. That noise is not making. I don't know. Don't try to make yourself better than you are, son. Just natural Negro. Don't put no Zulu in there like you suddenly bully and shit. No, I'm messing with you. It's cool when you get into dogs, and I want people to start having fun with dogs again. You know, I know right now, like, there's a lot of shows coming up. Tone shows coming up March 30th. He just asked me today if I can MC the stack off in the middle of the ring. I love that. I think that it's good. Tone show was good about general public.
Yeah.
I know me and Rolando are hosting Atlanta Bully Marathon on April 27th. It's a 2-day show. I'm hoping people come out. We want to do a seminar on Friday night. So if you want to hear Bully the Kid and Rolando talk on Friday night, we're going to do that. But overall, there's a lot of good things going on, man. And we're so far along. And I know I make a lot of jokes, and I know some people are like, man, I learned stuff, but he was joking around too much. The number one thing you got to think about with the American Bully is you can really, really, really latch yourself to this community, and you can make it better, but it doesn't have to be boring. We will never be the AKC. We will never be the UKC, and we don't want to be. We don't want to be. And you know what? Everyone's talking about the rumble in the jungle. We ain't never going to be that either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what we are is what I like to call the perfect blend. We are the perfect blend. It's like you come over here and you can see people that know what they're doing. You can meet some great handlers. You can meet some great breeders. The whole thing about breeding in our community is there's so much money in it. So it gets jaded because it becomes a business more so than a passion. And I tell people all the time, I've never bred a dog to lose money in my life. I tell people that all the time, man. When people tell me I do this and I'm losing money, and we all lose money when you breed dogs. No, I don't go into it like that, John. I'm going to be honest. I have a break even. There's the red and there's the black. I want to be in the black.
Breaking even. You said breaking, losing. Well, okay, I got you.
Now you can lose. Now listen, you can lose, but when you really do the amounts, if you do it the right way and you create a market for yourself. And this is one of the number one things I tell people. I just had a guy ask for mentorship about a month ago. I said, create your market. Now, my market doesn't have to be all of Facebook, okay? I don't need 5,000 people to be my market, but I need to have a market that if I take on the responsibility of having a litter, that somebody else wants what I want. Yeah. Now, I know what they say, I'm breeding for me. I'm breeding for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you are, but there's only one of you, and there's 8 little bastards in that litter. You know what I'm saying? So unless there's 7 more of you, you're not just breeding for you. So if you're doing it, take the time to market to show people. If you have a show litter, let me see if people want one of these puppies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not. And calling is a bad word, but that's why people used to be able to breed more, because they called. You know what I'm saying? Now we don't call, but you can call by just neutering and fixing an animal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can, yeah, soft calling. I know that must be Kansas for there's a hole in the backyard, but here in Atlanta, soft calling is just fixing an animal. In Kansas, it's called the Bucket Brigade, isn't it? No, too soon? Okay, all right, but soft calling is always, Amanda's like, I'm going to be canceled. We'll just blame Johntae. We all look alike. We'll just say it was him, you know?
Golly.
So anyway.
Only if he's got gray and he's losing it at the same time.
Yeah, I'm losing mine. Mine is fucking out of my hair. I got a fake microphone here. I swear my mic is not even working, but this makes me feel better about myself. So anyway, when you do that, Amanda, was that a joke? Did you say I'm important because of my mic? Man, I swear, I heard it. I'm gonna let it ride. Mic check. Okay. You're
a big deal. I hear you.
But no. But I think that's one of the things that gets us in trouble. Yeah. We're not breeding necessarily for what we want, because we see it and our eyes change so quickly. You know, you go out into the ring and you see a dog like Zeus or Samson. Samson is another beautiful animal. You know, I think Samson can still be used to this day. I think that's a good thing. That was good. Someone said the best thing I heard you say was create a market for yourself. Oh yeah. So if you create that market for yourself and you have 8 people, that's all you need. 5 to 8 people that actually want what you have. That's a start. That's a market. That is a market. With me and Shorty Bulls, I used to build a market of people that will never be seen. I used to call them my ugly homes, and some of them were very, very ugly. That would be a puppy that I don't want the name Bully the Kid ever attached to it, ever. I'm talking about, like, you're not getting papers that I don't want you to breed. You're not getting papers that I don't want that dog tracked back to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got cousins that will sell you a dog and you will never meet me. Yeah. They'll be like, I bought that dog from John Quarius. Yes, you did. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no papers. Don't breed it, because there's a market for people, but it goes back to money too. What if I have a litter and I know, for me, I know I can sell a Shorty Bull for $5,000. Okay. But I also know that some people only have 1,500. Yeah. So does that mean that I'm going to drop my price and sell you a dog for 1,500? That's my best dog? Hell no. You're going to get the dog that I pick out for you and your little nappy-headed kid, and you can have this one. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the expert, not you. If you have more money, you can make choices. When you don't have any money, I'm going to make the choice for you, right? Right. That's it. So once we develop a market, you then can start getting into making your picks, because that's when picks are valuable. Like, picks are only valuable when you know what you're picking. That story about Rolando, one of the dirtiest things my guy did to me was Rolando, that same ugly dog I bought from for $1,500. Grand champion. His name was Grand Champion, the Corleone kid. And he was a beautiful dog. He was. But I had first pick. So remember what I told you at the beginning of this conversation. I didn't know anything about show dogs. Yeah. So what is first pick? I don't even know, right? So Rolando gave me first pick because he knew. He don't know what he's doing. Yeah. He ain't going to pick the right dog. What did I pick? the biggest head, the most bone. Well, one day I see Rolando, and Rolando's like hugged up on this puppy, this little flashy puppy. And he's like, oh, this one's, it's little and doesn't have as much bone. It's not as nice. And I say, you know what, bro, I can't decide because you can always tell when someone's trying to get over on you. And I thought Rolando was. So I said, let's flip a coin. No joke. We flip a coin. We go in the front yard. We flip a coin. I said, heads, I'm going to take Capone, and tails, I'm going to take Playboy. The thing rolls underneath, excuse me real quick, Kronos. The thing rolls underneath the car. And Rolando climbed down there. At the time, Rolando was about 300. Like, he a big dude. Like, it was hard for him to climb down. There was a lot of crack. A lot of crack showing to me. Like, his belly was in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? But he was underneath the car. This was not skinny Rolando that you see now.
Rolando, he getting on you now.
So then Rolando tells me it was heads. You get Capone. So I'm like, damn, well, you know, the bully god spoke at the time, pit bull god. Take the dog. Years later, Rolando says, you know, it was really tails. And you should have got Playboy. Yeah. That's the type of judge y'all dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now look, I went on with Capone. He was a grand champion. He was a weight pull champion. He was a beautiful dog. He got Playboy. Playboy was in the top 10. Playboy was a grand champion. He was a weight pull dog, and he loved the dog. You know what I'm saying? We both got the right dog. But the point of the story is, first pick only is valuable if you know what you're picking. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what you're picking, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing about breeding. When we're picking out litters that we want a puppy from, and I'm a big person on, you're gonna eventually you breed yourself in a corner, and you have to go out and get something else. You know, and it's about examining people as much as it is the dogs. Who do I want to link myself up with? For me, that was always very important. Like, is this person professional? Is this person knowledgeable? Does this person care about where their dogs go? It's hard. Sometimes I would rather buy a dog from a Karen than a person who doesn't care. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's very difficult in our world because we don't necessarily hold ourselves accountable. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people say, you can't guarantee a show dog. You know? I think that's something that's an excuse. I believe if I'm a breeder and you're spending $5,000 with me, and I'm showing dogs, I should be able to look in that litter and tell you which one should be a show dog.
Yeah.
I should also be able to back it up if it's not. And in our breeds, think about this real quick. To make a show dog is relatively easy. There's only a couple of faults that get you disqualified, right? So if I'm saying, I don't know if he's going to be a show dog, how shitty is this puppy? How shitty is this puppy that you can't tell me it can get a title? An American bully? Like, how shitty does it have to be for me as a breeder to say I can't make it? Bro,
8 weeks old. 8 weeks old. That boy walking like this, boy.
I'm gonna tell you right now, bro.
You know that woman.
I have never seen it. I've not seen a puppy at 8 weeks or 10 weeks that went so far left from an established breeder. Jamie Sweet. Listen, Jamie Sweet breeds dogs. Jamie Sweet, people always say Jamie Sweet is not a show breeder. Okay? That's what they always say about her. She breeds some of the most extreme shorty bulls you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah.
And I went to her and I said, I want a shorty bull, my first one. I said, I want the dog that will win and beat everybody ass. I want the best shorty bull ever. That was mine. I know that's not a lot to ask for, but I was like, you give me the best shorty bull ever. She said, I got you. A litter was born. I called Jamie. They were cream. They were beautiful. Jamie, I want that one right there. She said, no, you don't. I said, yes, I do. She said, no, you don't. You told me what you wanted. That ain't it. I'm like,
it's
Jamie.
It's heads, not tails.
Yeah, mind you, I'm thinking this is another Rolando situation. Jamie's lying to me. She want to keep this dog for herself because it looks good. She's like, no, that's not the one. So I'm like, whatever. I let it go. She sells the dog off or whatever. A couple months go by. I'm in the movie. I'm at the dollar movie with my kids. And Jamie called me like 3 times. And I'm at a movie. What's up? She's like, your puppy was born. And I said, what? And I'll put her on my page. I got the email where she said, your puppy was born. This puppy was 3 minutes old. Like it was a baby, like just born. She said, this is your puppy. It was in a litter. It was in a litter of 6 puppies. 6 puppies. I said, this is your puppy. So now the whole time goes by, 8 weeks. I'm arguing with Jamie Sweet. I am arguing with her every day. What about that one right there? There ain't no way that you told that this is my puppy and it's soaking wet. No. You think I'm an idiot. No, this white woman, she's from Kansas. So you can't trust them. So I was like, she lying. You know what I'm saying? So she's from Kansas. She's telling me the puppy's great. I know the holes in the backyard, the bucket brigade, like we talked about. And I'm like, damn.
Softball.
So listen, 8 weeks go by. 10 weeks go by. I'm at Nationals in Las Vegas. Rolando is judging the dog. Jamie drives from Kansas to Las Vegas with my puppy. She gives it to me at Nationals, on the floor at Nationals. This is before FaceTime. Once again, I'm dating myself. And when I put the puppy down on the ground, he literally gates across the ring at like 9 weeks old. I know. Calm down, Peter. People, you shouldn't bring a 9-week-old puppy to the show. Whatever. He lived. He did great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he went across the ring, and I said, "Damn, that's the best moving shorty boy I've ever seen in my life." That was Cassius Clay. I named him Blue River's greatest of all time. That's his name on his paperwork. His name is Cassius Clay, greatest of all time. Everybody call him the GOAT. That's his name since he was a baby. And he won 50 best in shows, 72 best in breeds, Nationals, 2-time #1 dog, sired Bronco, who also won 60 best of breeds, was also #1, also a national winner, went on to sire another national winner, another #1. That's when you start to know what you have is real. So if you have that, like this is what I tell people when you talk about producers, what is your job? Okay? So me and my ex-wife, I joke about her a lot. We have 3 kids, okay? My first daughter, like I said, went to Georgia Tech. The other one went to Yale, and my other son has straight A's. None of my kids have ever gotten a B in their life, in their whole life. Never, ever. I used to say, I'll never have another kid with anybody else because, damn, if that other kid get a B or he just stuck on stupid, that's going to make me less as a producer. Right now, I'm the best producer in the world. You know what I'm saying? My ex-wife literally was going to have another baby. Then she realized if she does and that baby stuck on stupid or it's ugly or its ears ain't in the right place, then I'm the producer and you the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I used to tell her.
Common denominator here. No.
Listen, look, I'm telling you. You mess around. Yeah. There's a lot of dads out there that got kids with different women. They don't produce the same. One of them kids is in prison. Another one doing good. You chose the wrong. You chose the wrong one. Yeah. So I just like hedge your bets. You know what I'm saying? Same thing in dogs. And now I see us when we do stuff. It's all about having the only one. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to repeat breedings. We don't want to be like, oh, that breeding produced this. I'm going to do something similar to that because we're so big on, man, you doing the same thing that I did, man. You ain't got no originality. I did that breeding already. Now you're going to do the same thing? Man, he ain't no real breeder. He copying me. What are you talking about, bro? Congratulations. I'm going to build on that. Yeah. That's what we have to get back to is building. And everybody's recipe is not going to taste the same. Like, obviously, I look like I can cook. Johntae look like he can cook. Amanda, you might put raisins in your potato salad. I don't know. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not saying you look. I'm saying that might be good to you, but not to us. You know what I'm saying? But for you, that might be good. See, Adam's on here that said, what's wrong with raisins in the potato salad?
Whoa.
That's the audacity. So what I'm saying is, not everything that works for some people is going to work for everybody. You have to be willing.
Right.
Yeah, you got to be willing to take the risk. You know, you have to. And I think in dogs, if we start doing that, we're going to be able to expand and grow and have better dogs. Like what you guys are doing here tonight, it's not about, oh, you know what? I'm not going to do a podcast because someone else has a podcast. Y'all have your own flavor. Y'all have your own style. Y'all have your own personality. You could say, you know what? I'm not going to bring Bully the Kid on because Bully the Kid is so yesteryear. Like, don't nobody talk about Bully no more. We going, you know, we going, yeah, wait, what the fuck? You know, if you don't put down that, that $3 liquor, this man done bought liquor at the Circle K, and now he's feeling himself. You know what I'm saying? But
this water, this high
you know,
quality.
you call it water if you want to. You know,
let's all drink it.
I'll drink that. But no, I think that when you're older, it's like, who do you want to hear from? Who do you want to listen to? What stories do you really want? And obviously for me, it's hard because I've been around so long now. There's so much that's there. You know, I've had beef with handlers. I've had beef with judges. But really, all I want to do is get people to understand. You know, Hannah's on here. I love Hannah. Hannah is one of the most professional people in the world. Me and her had a difference of opinion because I said one time that I thought handlers were hurting the breed. But I didn't mean it like handlers aren't great. Handlers are good. What I wanted more people to feel what I felt by handling their own dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. But it came off like Bully saying handlers are horrible.
We the problem.
Yeah, that y'all are the problem. And what I was saying was part of what happens when people don't do it themselves is some of the experiences I have, they don't have. But just because it's not the same as mine doesn't mean that it's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because I enjoyed getting in the ring and competing, that doesn't mean that someone that hires a handler doesn't enjoy it just as much.
Yeah.
Seeing their dog working beautifully with someone else.
Yeah.
With me, it's just I'm super competitive. So I love going up against handlers. You know what I'm saying? I love beating Devin. I love that they hate me. Like, that's cool with me. I don't give a shit. They don't pay my bills. But it's fine. I'm the same dude that got in the ring with Tone was my guy, and Christine was in the ring with me with Hero. And I turned around to her and I said, you with big boys now, so you know, like, you don't get that work. Like, in the ring, like, you're going to lose too. And I went around the ring with my shorty bull, won best in show. It was cool. Blue was in there. Hero was in there. And for me, that's what makes it fun. Do I take it too far sometimes? Sure. No one wants to hear the stories about when I said it was too bad. Maybe there was somebody handling a dog against me. And maybe I beat that dog like 50 times. And maybe that person had been accused of animal cruelty at one point in their life. So I may or may not have turned around and told them in the ring, you about to catch charges again if you let me beat that dog again, because this is animal cruelty. How many times you dragging this dog here for me to beat him? Like, didn't you learn the first time? And some people wanted to fight me. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? May be true, may be accurate.
So I do believe in the American Bully community we need cookie cutter dogs. Just to change the subject before we somehow get hacked and Facebook get taken over, we be blacklisted. Cause
we were blacklisted this morning when Facebook went down. I was like, damn.
They put us all down there like, they said, fuck these ribbons. Yeah. Like at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So you were saying you think we need cookie cutter dogs? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I believe like like you were saying, like we need to actually have building blocks to like how people want to be original and create, that's you copying my breed. Well, guess what? We need that. Why? Because that's how you fix. That's how you know what's in your line and what's behind your line as far as, hey, I know I won't throw Easty Westy, but if you breed this too tight, because I've done it before with them two, I know you'll throw it out. So, hey, don't do that. Go over here and grab this. And then first pick, second pick, my pick ain't going to be your pick because I got something different I'm picking on.
Well, cookie cutter, it's funny that you said that because we've had that conversation before. To me, a Doberman is a cookie cutter breed. What I mean by that is they all look alike. They all do. I mean, there's only 3 colors really. You know, you got your black and tans, your reds, and then I guess your blues. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then you can go crazy and get an albino or something. But for the most part, a black and tan dog with cropped ears and a little tail is a Doberman. You know what I'm saying? that's what he is. That's what he's going to be identified as. That's what I call cookie cutter. Now, with the American bully, we're fighting against ourselves because we're kind of like rap music. We're kind of like, we are so urban at our core that the moment it starts sounding the same, we have to get away from it. So I used to say, it's like way back in the day when somebody be like, that's cool. That was cool to say. Now, that's cool sounds lame as hell. If I go up and get my 15-year-old son and I'm like, yeah, what you talking about, shawty? Daddy, if you don't get up out my room with your old ass. That's what he's going to say. Like, he is literally going to think I'm the lamest person in the world if I'm like, that's cool. What's up, John Turkey? Like, it just, at one point, that was the move. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, the other day, I was like, yo, man, this catfish is busting. Daddy, no, don't. He said, I'll never say that again now. Now that you said it, you ruined it. So with the American bully, that's what we are. Okay? Yeah. If you think about the American bully, being cookie cutter is a negative. We have to push the envelope. We have to have the biggest head. We have to have the most bone. We have to be the most bully. We have to be the shortest of all time. We have to have the best movement. The moment we're all the same is the moment that the game has stopped. That when the American bully hit a lull, in my opinion, it's because the dogs were so good, they were similar. You need something that's different. You need something that's different to win. You have when all the dogs were blue. Remember when blue was rare? Y'all probably don't because y'all are young, but blue used to be rare. I sold a lot of dogs for $1,000 because they were blue. You know what I'm saying? Now people don't want a blue dog. There are people in the bully world that are like, I like it, but it's blue. I don't want it. It's blue. Like, everybody has a blue dog. So when you become too cookie cutter, you become too much of the norm. In our community, the value is gone. It depreciates the value. So we're fighting against that. So what we have to do is make the standard the norm, at the same time pushing the envelope with the biggest head, with the most bone. If we do that, we'll never get it. So I tell people all the time, the reason you see Merles, the reason you see Fluffies and Frenchies are a great example, because the value of having a dog that's ears pricked straight up goes away when everybody has a dog that ears stick straight up. So now I have to have a different color to make it rare, because the value is not in how well bred the dog is. The value is in being different. That's it. So if you rap like Run DMC, you are selling no records. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne to me is a lyrical genius. But now some of the newer kids will be like, man, Lil Wayne can't rap. You know, I like such and such. I don't even know who it is. I don't want to date myself.
Listen.
Yeah, I don't know, but they don't know. So I used to say we push the envelope. Remember when when I was growing up again, I'm really dating myself. It was cool to watch Menace to Society, and they had the car with the 14-inch gold spokes and it bug eye popping out. That was, bro, Kane's car in Menace to Society was it. Yeah, bow-legged. It was nice. Then it went to, I remember when people had 20s, and that was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? 20s were huge. I remember my grandfather being like, that is the ugliest thing I ever seen. Then it was 22s, then 24s, then 26s. Then it was a Toyota Corolla on 36-inch rims that you had to climb into your Toyota Corolla. That engine could not even roll the car because that's the bully world. We have to do the most. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And we don't ever appreciate what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, when can we just say that's too much? I remember seeing an old man and there was a Camaro and you put those rims on and he's like, that Camaro can't even run no more. You know what I'm saying? It was like a 67 Camaro. He's like, you ruined that car. It can't even do what it's supposed to do.
What a 67 Camaro's supposed to do. Yeah.
And that's what the dogs are. When the dogs can no longer naturally take a shit. You know what I'm saying? The dog can't do what it's supposed to do. And that's when you know you've gone too far. No matter how much you like it, you've gone too far because you ruined the function. The basic function of a car is transportation. You know what I'm saying? So if I think a car looks good with speakers all through it to the point that it doesn't have a seat, it's no longer a car. You know what I'm saying? The moment I put so much in something that it can no longer do what it's by definition is supposed to do, it doesn't matter how shiny your boat is. If it sinks, it ain't a boat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Tammy,
Absolutely.
So that's the
get
thing with
out the
dogs.
door, Amanda.
When you go too far on the dogs, that's the same thing. When it no longer can do what it's meant to do, we've gone too far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think right now the community, we're at a great place. I hope that everybody that hears this, they do one thing and they build their own market. Because if you build your market, like I said, and you only have 10 people, it's not about having 5,000 friends on Facebook. It's not about having 50,000 followers on Instagram, because the percentage of people that are actually going to buy from you is so small.
Yeah.
The percentage of people that are actually going to engage with you in a conversation is so small. So it doesn't matter about, I'd rather have 20 people that I know is going to buy from me than 20,000 people that I know ain't going to even talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. So if each of us have 10 people and that's our market, and we go to a show and there's 100 of us, now there's 1,000 people at that show. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to a show and people are like, man, I got 30,000 followers. That's funny, because ain't none of them motherfuckers follow you here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you here by yourself. So if you got 30,000 followers, by definition, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You that boat that sinks. You know what I'm saying? If Rihanna got 1 million followers, so if I say Rihanna's at Atlanta Bully Marathon April 27th, and maybe not 1 million, but they're probably going to be 40, 50,000 people that come to see her. Those are real followers. You know what I'm saying? We have to start building our community like that. We have to start building our yards like that. We have to start saying we need to have the ideal that we want to better everything. We want to get better. We want to have better. We want to have fun. We want to be a family. We want to come on and say, yo, I love what they do over there. You know what I'm saying? PWO was real. I caught the last tail end when my boy Lance was on here.
Yeah.
You know? Funny story about Lance. Me and Lance are not friends. We're not enemies. Like we don't have beef. We don't have beef, but we don't know each other where I would say that we're homies. You know what I'm saying? And he probably won't even remember this story. I was at a show and I was on the mic. I don't think Lance really knew who I was, like how big of a deal, because I didn't have this kind of mic with me. So he didn't know that I'm bully royalty. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know. So I sat there on the show, and it was when Christina Maxwell was throwing shows. And I said something like, come to my show in Atlanta. It's the best show ever. You want to go to a real show, come out to Atlanta. I'm joking with Christina and everybody that know me. Well, Lance don't know me. And he stands up, the big country fed dude, you know, like he like a bootleg Travis Kelce looking dude. You know what I'm saying? So he says, man, I love Maxwell events. Well, damn. Nobody said you did it. You know what I'm saying? But he said it because he supported her.
Yeah.
And he was loyal to her. And he didn't know what I was saying. So he defended that, yo, I love these shows.
Yeah.
And I thought it was such a big, I don't know where it was at, because, you know, I just got paid and then I forget where they're at. But wherever we were at,
that's what happens when you're Adam Gordon.
Yeah, exactly. When you have a mic like this, there's a light on it too. Y'all can't even see the light. But when he came through, I respected it because of that type of loyalty.
Yeah.
And we have to get more like that. We have to get away from chasing drama. We have to get away. Like I said some stories tonight that maybe somebody will be like, man, Bully shouldn't have said that story about Lumbo or about Dave and Zach Rudolph. Man, hopefully Zach Rudolph calls me again. But then they'll be like, yo, why did he do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the point of it is, if you live in your truth, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all part of where we got to. And we get so carried away with about, I'm going to be caught up in drama. I'm going to be talking shit about this person or that person, or I'm not going to respect this person. We're too small. We're too small of a family to be beefing with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
we're too young.
I looked at Rumble and I saw all this stuff. And I saw the Rottweiler and the dogs being born in the pool. I saw everybody jump on them. And obviously, it was a dumb move. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? But there's a good chance that 6 months from now, those Rottweilers are going to be perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? and the puppies are going to be sold and they're going to grow and they're going to be good. And we went crazy about not just that guy, but we went crazy about the event.
Yeah.
We wanted everybody to Karen that thing. We wanted everybody to be like, you should have kicked him out. But if somebody had kicked him out, we would have heard, why are you being a Karen? You're a Karen. Why are you in their business? You need to mind your business. That's what would happen. So what I saw, even in the worst way, what I saw was someone that cared so much. He didn't want to miss that event, and he was willing to whelp his puppies there. Now, that's not a smart move by no means, but I took it back to what I said earlier about at the beginning. That was maybe the only time he can get to Rumble, and that's why he was there with his puppies. And I wouldn't have did it. You know what I'm saying? But one, I couldn't do it because I would be canceled. Obviously, he's not me. Nobody knows his name even. So you were perfectly safe. But I think that we get to the point where we're policing things and we're like yelling at him as opposed to yelling to the dude that's got the crying puppy in the middle of Bully the Kid talking. Like we at him, but we not at that dude that this little puppy ain't shutting the hell up. Man, you need to either pop a nipple in his mouth or something, but give it to Amanda and let him go to the bucket brigade. What's going on? Amanda, tell him what y'all do in Kansas. Tell him what y'all do. Amanda said you want to be quiet. Amanda said you want to be quiet.
He must didn't see the comment.
You want to ask me a question?
I've been waiting to ask this question because one of our followers is asking. He said,
"Wait, what's the follower's name? Because I don't answer everybody."
New Foundation Bully Camp.
Okay, cool. They're good. Go ahead.
That's fine. They're cool. Fuck them ribbons. So his question is, do you think that the information you've given, like if it was coming from somebody else, would it be received the same versus obviously, coming from you?
It's like a trick question. Like, do I think like if it was coming from someone who's more important than me, like Jesus? Probably better. Probably better.
More important.
I'm joking. No, I'm joking. No, I think that who's delivering the message definitely. Yeah, I definitely think that depending on it goes back to what we said earlier about a judge that's been judging for 3 years and they're speaking to you. So number one, reception of a message is always going to come down to respect of the individual that you're getting the message from. Mm-hmm. If you respect someone, then you're going to receive that message. I said this a long time ago. Every one of us on this podcast, every person that's listening, I guarantee that in their city, in their town, on their street, in their subdivision, they're the dog person. Okay? So before I was Bully the Kid in my family, I was the dog guy. There are people in my neighborhood that do not know I'm Bully the Kid, but the other day, my neighbor's puppy fell into a bucket, not on purpose, Amanda, and it was drowning. So wait, hold on. So I get a knock at the door, and the puppy is shaking, and he doesn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So I tell him, hey, the puppy I think is going to be okay. The worry that we have now is it catches pneumonia, and in 2 days it's not good because it's got fluid in its lungs. You would need to take it to the vet because I can't diagnose that here. But if you don't have the money to do that, that's what you're looking for, is for this not to improve. He's nervous. And I said, I'm recommending going to the vet, but that's all you're worried about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
2 days go by, he messages me, he says, thank you so much, the puppy's okay, and yeah. It was. But I'm the dog person on my street. I'm not Bully the Kid. They just know he got a lot of dogs, he knows stuff. We're all that person. Almost everybody in the bully community is the dog person in their neighborhood, on their street, the dog person in their town, in their city, at their school, whatever, at their job. So when you ask would the message be better received from someone else? We all can give the right message because we all are somebody. I just happen to have more experience, so I can go back and say I was here. But just because I was here doesn't make me a genius. There's a lot of people that have been here longer than me that don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The person that's been in high school for 16 years doesn't know more than the guy that graduated in 12. You know what I'm saying? So it's what you did with your time.
Yeah.
And definitely more than the dude that's counting on his fingers. That's my pet peeve. I never like people that counted on their fingers. Like, I need to go there on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What did you counting, my guy?
You just counted? So,
No, I didn't.
You would,
I don't think I used my fingers. I used my fingers. I never did. That's
You just look up, you're like, carry the two.
yeah. So anyway, I hope that people receive it because of who I am, but I also want people who are in my position, or maybe even more popular right now than me, to utilize what they know to make people better, and not just utilize our voice to make money. You know, I want all of you guys to come to Atlanta Bully Marathon again on April 27th and April 28th, but I can't do that the whole show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't disrespect your podcast, what you guys do, by just promoting myself. I have to be able to say, we want people to learn and say, the bully world is entertaining. The bully world is fun. There are characters here. There are people that are really, really good at what they do. And if you want to be better, you can be the best. If you want to be better, you can be the best. It's just not going to happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And let's not shit on the people that are doing it great. Let's not shit on Zero because it's a new year. Zero did something amazing. Let's not shit on Blue. You know what I'm saying? Blue did something amazing. Blue was like Bistro. Blue did something better than Bistro. Bistro was number one, but never won nationals, right? Bistro produced Bus. Bus was number one, and then he went on to win nationals. Blue won nationals, was number one, and then produced a dog that was number one and won nationals. Yeah. Now, I did that with a shorty bull several times over, but who's comparing? I'm just saying that you can do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, not to toot my own horn, but Cassius was number one twice, and won nationals. Bronco was number one, won nationals. Bronco went on to make Palomina, who won nationals.
Right.
I then took a Bronco son who I didn't even show and produced another dog that went on to win nationals. That's what you want. You know what I'm saying? Why did my man just leave? He just left the podcast on that.
You offended him.
Probably went to get a picture for me to sign or something and all of that. He's a Cowboys fan. You know they're not going to be here at the end.
I'm back.
Oh, what's up? Oh, just like a Cowboy fan. We back. This is our year. I'm back. I knew it was the end of the show when the Cowboy fan left because he's never here at the end.
They always
it was getting close.
It was getting close. So do y'all have any more questions? Because I'm not gonna lie, I normally go to bed at 8:30 Eastern
I kept
time.
looking at the clock and I'm like, man, that Eastern time is gonna kill him.
Hey,
No, see, I own my own business. I work for myself. I do not have a job. I don't have a person.
Hey, I would like to ask you something.
I don't believe nobody that. Go ahead.
Hey, we've got asked this multiple times in the comments, and I would like to know too. Well, first of all, thank you for your time. You know, I haven't spoken much, but man, I've been a student tonight. Like, you have brought a lot of info. All the comparisons, like, they're relatable, so it makes it make sense to a lot of people. So you went from a different message. But when is that book coming out? I know you said that there's 16 chapters
16
currently?
chapters right now. I want there to be 40 chapters. That's my goal. I want it to be out at nationals. That's my goal, is to have it done by nationals.
Here.
It's really just it's a book about stories and about what's happened, and at the same time, educational pieces, kind of like what we talked about tonight. So if you like the conversation tonight, that's really what the book is about. It's about quoting specific people in the bully world that I know, whether that be like Fabian with Remy, whether it be Ed with Dax and 21 Blackjack, Dave Wilson, and it's really about the creation of the American bully in a way that you see the American dream as it was made. I mean, you should not be able to make, in my opinion, the American bully is in the top 10 most popular breeds in the whole wide world. In the whole wide world. It went from being, wow, that's a big pit bull, to now that's a bully. Like, no matter where I go in the airport, if I got a shirt on and it's an ABKC shirt, everybody knows what that is. It went from Dave Wilson being the face of it to now he's like the dude that signs the dollar bill. It's just a signature on paperwork. Those people don't know him.
Yeah.
If people really take the time to look at where we are with the American Bully and the ABKC especially, it's amazing that we're in Australia. Fucking Australia, mate. That shit is
Romania.
Romania, like Russia, like India, like we're everywhere. That right there is so astonishing if you just look beyond yourself and say, wow, even the people that just got here and they're like, man, I only got here in 2022. Bro, the amount of time that's passed is so short that we've grown. So the book is about that. It's about being proud of your breed so that one day, even if you don't read, somebody comes to your house, they can look on that book and maybe a dog was mentioned that is in your dog's pedigree. Maybe a person was mentioned that you bought a dog from. Maybe there's history. We're losing history. You know what I'm saying? I am so afraid of one day waking up and not being able to remember something. That is my biggest fear. Alzheimer's is my biggest fear. You know what I'm saying? It should be a heart attack because I need to lose some weight, but it's really Alzheimer's. Don't want to lose my mind, so I'm trying to maintain. But if you have all the knowledge in the world, the guy that asked earlier, would it be received from someone else? If I took everything that I know and I died tomorrow, then I haven't blessed anybody with what I know. Because I'll tell you right now, my kids do not give a damn, not a single damn about dogs. I could talk to them. They do not listen to me. They don't care. My oldest daughter told me the other day she's buying a Shar-Pei. I'm like, but I've done so much in Shorty Bulls. Great. No, okay. I'm getting a Shar-Pei. So if you don't give that knowledge to someone else, if I don't leave that history, and I'm not saying I'm the only person that can give that history,
right? But
I think I have a unique perspective from it. Then I'm doing a disservice to the breed because I'm never going to be an American Bully breeder. I'm not going to breed them like that. I have a great respect for the American Bully, but I have Shorty Bulls and a Doberman. You know what I'm saying? I respect the breed and I want to leave people with, there were important people in this breed that didn't get their flowers and died. Kino Herreros was a great, great dude. You know, Kino made Black Label. Black Label, in my opinion, was the last great group. No offense to like BWO and other groups, but Black Label was phenomenal. It was Tone came up in Black Label. There's people that are no longer in that kennel that came up under that. Those are people that passed. There's people like Holiday, who he was one of the first presidents of the ABKC. He died, and he's gone. Memo was a big part of pushing the media. And the Lycan King, Lynn, he now sells guns or something, but he was a great MC before me. There's like the Dust Bowl in Texas, which was like this crazy big show that was like on dirt, and it was crazy. And then there's Bully Palooza in Atlanta that was like remarkable. So all of these things people may have heard of, but they don't know about. And I'm kind of afraid that I'm going to write this book and nobody's going to buy it. I think I'm going to release it as a digital copy and a hardback. So some people will be able to just put it on their phone and get it. And then I'll have some hardback copies that I want to be able to sell at nationals. Yeah. I want pictures and stuff. And there's nobody that gave me permission to write it. It's nothing. I talked to Dave about it because I needed some stories from him. And some of it is the truth. It's the truth. So there's some dark things in there too. There's some things like, oh my God, that's a secret. But I tell people all the time, the moment you live your truth and you just speak out about something, you don't have to worry about anybody exposing you. You know what I'm saying? Like at all. So like if Johntae jumped up right now and said, my drawers are dirty, then we found out his drawers were dirty. We couldn't say nothing because he already told us. We knew. Yeah. But if Johntae hides it and then we see it.
Slings away in shame.
No,
man.
I used to use this analogy. I used to want to do a talk. Listen, I wanted to do a TV show. Oh, that's what I want to do. I want to make it an audio book where I'm talking. I'll read it to you guys. I want to do that. I don't know if I'll have time to do it. I wanted to do a show, and my kids didn't want me to make this show. It was, what would you do for $100? And it was, I would go around and ask people, if you want $100, you gotta pick up that wet dog shit. And if they did it, I gave them $100.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, hey, for $100, would you drink this cup if I dumped it in a clean toilet? When I dumped it in the toilet, you drink it, I'll give you $100. So I give them $100. And then all these people, these are all kids that I'm asking. They're all like, yeah, I would do it because I'm broke. I'm a kid. Yeah, I'll do it. So then I got to the part. I said, okay. And for the grand finale, I wanted to do where we're in a big auditorium like a bully show.
Yeah.
And I say, raise your hand if you have on white underwear. And people will raise their hand. We got on white underwear. You know, the girlfriends are like, yeah, he's got on white underwear. I say, you're going to come behind this wall. And for $100, you have to show us your underwear are clean. And then people are going to, how many people will keep their hands up and be like, yeah. And then how many people are going to drop their hand? And if your man, Amanda, had his hand up and then he drops it, what are you going to do at that point? Because that's your man. Are you going to be like, you better put your hand back up? Or are you going to be like, that's my man, put your hand down?
She better be my follower, baby. Go get me some new drawers.
So you're not going behind the wall and put up the white drawers like knowing they clean. I might still make that show. I might still make what would you do for $100. My kids are begging me not to make the show, but I'm thinking. But anyway, the book, I hope that it's successful. I don't have a title for it. I'm just putting stories together that go in there, like what you're hearing tonight. Obviously, it's a little more organized than what we did tonight. Tonight, we had a lot of fun, but it goes in order, and it's really about getting people to understand that they are part of something really remarkable. You know, we have dogs that sold for big money, and then we have stories in our community of like Remy. That's a $500 dog. That was a dog that was bought for $500 in a treadmill. And then you have dogs like Magoo, who were big money. Y'all are laughing, but really it was $500 in a treadmill.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy story.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then you look at, we've got people that have Lamborghinis and we have people that don't have a car. So it's definitely a thing. There's dogs that have changed people's lives. I know people that were homeless that now have a lot of income. I know people that lost their families. I know houses that were burned down in the bully community paid to get them a new home. You know, so there's a lot of great inspirational stories in the bully community. And there's also a lot of lessons that you can learn so you don't make the same mistake. Not everybody in our community is good. Obviously, we got people that are accused of animal cruelty, which is a very serious thing. I tell people all the time, you can get caught up in these dogs and you get what I call savior syndrome. You know, it's you think everything's under control and then you have too many dogs. Yeah. And you're some big person on Facebook, so you can't turn to somebody and say, hey, man, I'm a little over my head. Can you take this dog for me? Hey, man, I got 12 dogs and I can't feed them right now. Because of social media, we are too afraid to tell people when we need something. So because of that, we will let a dog starve before we get help. And then we end up on Facebook and now we're upset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I tell people when you're highly visible, there's a big responsibility to do everything the right way. There's like bullying. I'm very proud that, you know, I haven't been in the news or anything like that, but there have been times where, I tell people real stories. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, my limit at my house is 4 dogs. Because if I get over 4 dogs, I cannot take care and do not care enough about that 5th dog. You know what I'm saying? I've given away dogs that were beautiful, beautiful dogs because their personality didn't match me. You know what I'm saying? It drove me crazy. I'm going to say it. I hated that dog. So why am I going to keep him here? Yeah. Because you like him? Because these people on social media think he's great? No, let me put him somewhere where they love him and he can still be co-owned with me, but he don't need to live here. We have to be more responsible as a community. The number one thing is set your limits. Know how many dogs is enough for you. Can you feed 20 dogs? Can you feed 20 dogs for 5 years? I can't. You know what I'm saying? It takes me right now, I tell people I got 4 dogs. You know why I have 4 dogs? Because it takes me about 9 minutes to feed them all and pick up after all, and that's about my time frame. You know what I'm saying? Each of my dogs at my house have a different budget, okay? I'm not a person that lie to y'all and say, I love all my dogs equally. I damn sure don't, okay? And one of my dogs right now, Clever, that's the face of my Shorty Bull program, he got about a 10 to $12,000 budget, something go wrong. He's made me some good money in his life. Onyx, she's 10 years old. She got about a $2,200 budget. Probably $1,700 because she's been getting on my nerves. And then I got another one, Coup d'etat. He probably about 500. Like, really? If he get a bad case of fleas, we might need to put him down. You know what I'm saying?
Keeping the real.
This Doberman, this mom, he better not. I'm just gonna tell you right now. That's his budget is he better not. That's his budget. I tell that's my son's dog. He better not. He better not. My son's like, he's got a little bump on his shit. You better cut it off. You know what I'm saying? Better go away. He's getting some Perico now, but he is sure enough about to go down to Capstar at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? He's about to come off of Perfecto and go straight to Capstar. I fed him victory even after the recall. After the recall, he kept getting victory. I must have had a good batch. Because he ate it the whole way through. He was COVID with no mask. He just walking around, touching everybody. Amanda, I know you got some dogs like that. No. Amanda's trying not to laugh. She's trying not to get canceled. She knows this might be her last podcast. I apologize. Ain't nobody gonna tune into this shit no more. It looks like we only have a couple people, so that's gonna be good. I'm about to share this, and that's it.
Absolutely. Anybody that's been listening tonight, please feel free to share this because this.
I'm glad you said that after we're an hour and a half into the damn show. An hour now. Anybody that wants to share it, Amanda, it's too late. You say that at the beginning.
He did. He did. He said it at the beginning. I reiterated at the end. That way they just keep sharing it day after day after day.
Hey, if anybody's in here, everybody that's in here, we need y'all to like, share, subscribe.
Dude, it is the end of the damn show. You never watch a YouTube video? When you watch YouTube, the little annoying person at the very beginning it says, before you do it, hit that little subscribe button. Y'all doing it at the end, like
smash the like button.
You said I don't know what he's gonna say. Don't share this shit. This is private. Amanda done brought me on at the beginning. This is just a sound check. And I'm like, everybody can hear us, bro. Like, that's not the way. I've done sound checks. It's not like that. They don't open the concert, then I go out and do the sound check. That's not the way it works. You want me to see the national anthem?
Second, that sounds good. And then go backstage again and make people wait. Yeah, sure they do. Hell yeah, they do.
So are you guys wrapped up with questions? Are there any? I feel like I didn't touch on a lot of stuff, so I apologize to everybody that's listening if there was something they wanted me to talk about.
You talked about
yeah, we did talk about a lot. You know, it's just one of those things is I hope everybody does better.
Yeah.
I hope that everybody can get out to a couple of shows and say, you know, hey, a year. I try to go to 4 shows a year. I do. This year I'm trying to go to Jacksonville. Like I said, I think that's going to be a big show. I'm going to nationals every year. I want to do nationals. My boy Errol and Perlina, they got a Labor Day show, and I normally try to go to one out west. I want to go to a show in California. I have not been out there in a while. Oh, I'm doing David Robertson's show, the Bully Indy 500. I don't MC very much anymore, but he invited me out to MC, and I think it's on May 24th, I believe. So I'll be out there. So that's Indianapolis. So I'll be out there doing that, and that's it. And what do you guys think about everything that's going on in the bully world? Are you guys happy with everything, or there's some changes that if I could go to the powers that be and change anything, and y'all each had a wish, and I'm your bully genie right now, what is it that you want me to go and fix for you?
People's vision.
Yeah.
People's vision.
We
can't fix people's vision.
Like literally, if their vision is anything other than the breed standard, fix that shit.
Wow, Amanda, really?
I'm sick of it. Like I look at it this way. You touched on it earlier, and it's like we are always looking for that wow factor. We have the wow factor mindset. And unfortunately, that has a stopping point. It has to. Otherwise, just like you said, we're going to end up chasing extremes to the point where we've sacrificed the structure and the health of the dog. And at that point, like, we're cleaning more messes than we're making good dogs, and that's obviously a problem. But it's the wow factor mentality. We have to find that wow factor. No other effing breed has that. You know why? You know what a wow factor is? When they do the lure coursing. But all of those sons of bitches look alike, right? There's no
Well,
wow
that's
factor
true.
in the
Well,
information breed. They all look alike.
this is going to sound crazy, and I know we've been on for a long time. The wow factor, this is going to sound so racist, but Johntae's here, so it's okay. It's so funny how urban dogs end up with the wow factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're talking about Rottweilers, and a Rottweiler is a 150-pound dog, we want a 200-pound Rottweiler. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want. My Doberman is about 100 pounds. That's a very large Doberman. He's a European dog from Serbia. So he's big. I wanted that. And I tell people all the time, when I got him, I didn't buy him for the ring. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, well, you're bullied the kids. You know so much about structure. Yada, yada, yada. Well, how could you get a dog that you didn't buy for the ring? I said, well, I wanted a big Doberman. I don't really, even though people have asked to breed him, he's never been bred, probably will never be bred, you know? I wanted him to, because I liked it. And pit bulls, think about it. Pit bulls, when I was in game dogs, my pit bull was 47 pounds. You know what I'm saying? He was 47 pounds of pure insanity.
Yeah.
Then they started getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
It's so hard when we talk about the wow factor, because the American bully
on a wow factor.
It's built on it. Its whole design is about being out of standard. And I know I wrote that in that thing, and people don't listen to me when I say that. I'm gonna hit y'all with some education. I said, it is so hard to preach a standard to people that love a breed that was created to be out of standard.
Yes.
So everything that we say we want, we bought into a breed that was the opposite. Imagine being an American Pit Bull Terrier person and suddenly Rocco walks by, and I'm telling you that's a pit bull. You're going to automatically say that is not a pit bull.
Right.
Hold on, I have a 15-year-old kid that forgets that his dad has bullied a kid, and I'm in the middle of a podcast. You going to bed?
You don't see this microphone?
Good night.
Oh, dang, he's going to
You don't see the microphone?
Man, he didn't move that thing around 15 times. It ain't made no noise.
My son done bench press 240 pounds almost. He think he don't got to listen to me no more. I'll put the dog away. You don't got to put his electric collar on when I'm on the show. He's grabbing his bark collar on.
Hey, he didn't move that microphone around 15 times. I ain't heard it straight yet.
My son's so mad. Yeah. Anyway, what I'm saying was, that's one of the toughest things that we do, is we have to admit what we want. It's like the classic class. I made the statement that the classic class is a class that was built on faults. And people were mad at me. People emailed me. They were like, what do you mean it was built on faults? It's the cleanest class we got. I said, the classic class was built on faults. It was built on a dog not being enough. That's it. In one category, it either didn't have a big enough head, it didn't have enough bone, it didn't have enough overall substance, it just wasn't bully enough. So someone said, oh, but you have to think about the attributes of a classic. There are no attributes to a classic. People are like, what? That's messed up. I said, no, there's no attributes, because everything about it, to be what it is, it has to not be enough. By definition. That's all. That's the only way you can be a classic, is that you're not big enough to be a standard. You see what I'm saying? You're not big enough to be a standard. That's the only way you can be a classic. Your head wasn't big enough. Your bone wasn't big enough. Your overall substance wasn't big enough. Excuse me. Chronos, get up here later. He's a classic dog. So when you look at this, it's not a knock, though. It's not a knock.
Yeah. Because
what you said earlier is that wow factor. So now the classics have been this impressive dog. They're super impressive. But the only thing you can do is not compare it to a standard. What do you have to compare a classic to? You can't compare it to the standard. You have to compare it to a standard. That means a standard dog. That's the only way you can be classic. If we had a show and no standard showed up, and the only thing that showed up were classics, would those classics not be the standard class? There's no
By,
standards.
by definition, by what you're saying, by definition, yeah, because it's the weight class. It's like what makes Fury
Mhm.
a heavyweight over Floyd being what is he, light feather
Yeah,
weather, whatever he
yeah.
is. You know
It's
what I'm
not,
saying?
but it's not a. If it was a weight, it would be easier. If it was any dog under 100 pounds is a classic. That's easy. That's
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
we can
It's just
measure.
based on their bone, their mass, their substance, their
Right.
head.
But it's also based on what your opinion of mass is.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I had shorty bulls and I would see American bullies, I'd be like, man, that dog ain't got enough bone. Now I got a Doberman. Every bully look bully as shit. Every classic, I'm like, God dang, that's a bully dog because I have a string bean over here. I got the raisins in the potato salad over here. I got the thing nobody want over here. So when you look at a classic, it makes it hard. So when I said we're at the point now that classics are so beautiful and so impressive that we can get rid of them because most of them are just smaller standards. That's where I think that's what the point of it was. That's where we were going with it, was to create that. The American bully is a conundrum because that wow factor thing you're talking about, it can't go away because we all go to shows to see something we've never seen before. We all go to, if you come to my yard, when people come to my house and they want to see my shorty bulls, it's because they want to see a shorty bull that look better than any shorty bull they ever seen.
Right.
The moment you get, and we've all had it where we go to PetSmart or something and someone says, man, my cousin got a dog look just like that.
No, we don't.
You don't. There's no way. Because if your cousin got a dog that looks just like mine, I might as well get this motherfucker away because he ain't worth anything anymore because anybody can have one. You know what I'm saying? We want a dog that no one has ever seen before.
Right.
So kind of what we're chasing, it will never go away because that's the beauty of the American bully.
Yeah, that's
the beauty of the American bully is someone thinking you own a wild animal. The same thing that makes people buy tigers and alligators and 12-foot snakes. I never seen that before. That's all they want.
Yeah.
You know.
So basically, we're fighting against. Basically, what you're saying from what I'm hearing is okay for like AKC. They want the dog that's as closest to the standard, as closest to what the literature painted the picture of what that dog's supposed to be. All right. And
they want what they want. They're chasing perfection. AKC is chasing perfection.
Yes.
We are chasing the exception. So we are chasing the exception, the one of a kind. We chasing the Willy Wonka golden ticket.
Yeah.
They're chasing it. They want to have the best for tourists. We want to have the only Lamborghini.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. What about the people wanting wow factor? We all want wow factor. I think what Amanda said was not that we don't want wow factor. She's just saying we want it within the standard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We want the wow factor American bully, not the wow factor American bully Pressa Canario. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We want the wow factor American bully. She's 100% right.
That's what I mean. Is like sometimes that wow factor takes you out of the standard, and you're like, now you've just completely lost out.
Well, see, and that's what happened when you look at the exotic. People say, "Well, bully, do you hate exotic people?" No, but I'll always stand on this, and they'll get mad at me. It takes lesser of a breeder to breed out of the standard than to be a breeder that breeds within the standard and still create wow. I'm always going to respect the breeder that creates the wow within the standard. If I just want to create a dog that's out of the standard that has a quality like an American bully with a 30-inch head, and all I have to do is breed to a Saint Bernard, okay, that's not skills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, oh man, that's a real dog man right there. You see what he did? See what he did? He made the biggest American bully he ever did. He used a Great Dane and an XL, and his dog, I bet you, was bigger than anybody else's. That's what we're congratulating. But what I respect is,
you know, it's like
when you make the wow factor and you can do it over and over again. Bully Market. Robert Lee is is a friend of mine. I respect his program. I respect his program, one, because Robert Lee is a pocket breeder.
Yeah.
That's what he breeds for, pockets. The man's produced, I don't know how many dogs, well over 100, 200 dogs. They've all been pocket. I went to his yard. I didn't love them all. You know what I'm saying? But they were all consistently what he bred for. That was amazing to me.
Yes, that's the apple. That's the apple.
Yes.
Khan is a great marketer. You know what I'm saying? Khan is great. But what I respect more is Khan has been able to make multiple studs super popular.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Bashar, not quite on the level that I personally like. You know what I'm saying? And me and Bashar will go back and forth because he pushes the envelope too far, in my opinion. Now, does he have a market? Of course he does. Muscle Tone is a brand. But just because you're a brand doesn't mean that you're an American bully all the time. You know what I'm saying? I believe if Bashar could name his dog the Muscle Tone breed, he would. But the value is in that it's an American bully. You know, that's what I tell people all the time. The exotics were different because they are the American bully in reverse. We were breaking away from the American Pit Bull Terrier. The exotic was breaking away from the American bully. I used to tell people I never had a problem with an exotic as long as they didn't call their dog an American bully. As long as if they want to call it an exotic bully, more power to you. You got all my support. Because who am I to say that the breeds that I like are more valuable than the breed that you like? Just don't disrespect my breed by calling it. We're not the same. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's where we kind of always run into the issue. And I definitely think there's a line that we have to draw that, hey, we're breed ambassadors. So because we're breed ambassadors, we need to stand up and speak up. But let's not be hypocrites in what we're saying sometimes and denounce everything and everybody because they're not who we are. Get up there and lay down, please. Please. Good God. Like I said, this dude's budget. I'm about to let him out. I'm about to let him out in the yard with the electrical fence, the invisible fence, and I don't have an invisible fence. So
hey, one last. You're gonna get Peter involved in this thing.
Peter don't bother black people. Peter don't bother
we black.
You know
they do.
No, they don't. Who they bothering? I have never seen Peter in the hood. And if Peter can come to any of the, they can go to the hood and find a problem. They ain't never been in the hood.
I'm telling you, they're not coming to watch.
They ain't coming to South Atlanta. They ain't coming there. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
You asked about what you can say to the powers to be. I don't think
I forgot about that. I was lying. I'm not asking them that.
I don't think the powers to be are at fault. I believe we gotta, as breeders, as like you said, ambassadors of the breed, stewards of your craft. We have to bring what we need to bring to the table, and the only thing y'all can do is actually just guide us down this road. And I mean, I used to be, man, why the registry won't do this and why the registry won't do that? But it's not on the registry because the registry is they sign a paperwork. They putting your dogs in names and they helping you file and categorize. They ain't out there breeding this this weenie dog to this doggone fluffy cockadoodle you got. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they ain't doing that. So I mean, I believe.
So you have no wish. The bully genie, you got no wishes.
Give us better give us better information to the people who really want it. Give us, like you said, with your book, and you know I hit you up about this or whatever with Mentor Academy. Like, give us the information.
Oh, I like that. Mm-hmm.
That started. Give us the information that started this thing, so we're not over here like you telling me that, hey, look, this is 100% gasoline. When you throw it on there, it's gonna create a fire, and there's only water in here, and I throw it over there and try to light a fire, and it's not gonna be lit. Like it's not gonna work because it's water, because it is water.
Sure it is.
So so I mean that I believe that's what we need.
Yes.
I've been dead serious. Like,
I understand you overemphasizing that it's water that lets us know clearly it's vodka.
I mean, seriously, like it's the hill you're trying to die on here, bro.
I don't care about that bottle you filled up.
You could have poured the vodka in there.
So you know what? Share the knowledge. You know what I want? What I want to see, because what you said is very important. I'm hoping that the ABKC, and I'm on Dave every day about a new website. I think our website is absolutely atrocious for the ABKC, and we are working on getting a better website. And on that website, I want to be able to do. I want to do a podcast on there. I want to be able to do information. Yeah, mentorship, and there every week there's something that gets written on there. Now, obviously, Dave wants to do that, but he also knows that I come with a fee. I never lie to the people. You know, I just can't do it for free. So, but we definitely need to do that. What about you? You have any wishes for the power to be? Right now, I got don't breed outside of the standard for the wow factor. I got that. Stay within the standard. I got you wanting more information, education for the people that want to be educated. Yes. And what would you like?
I love what we just hit on, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Mentorship program. Like, even if they're pre-recorded video, like, I want to know what I'm chasing for as an XL breeder. I want I want that dog. Tell me what dog is the image of XLs. Don't just say.
Does that help you? I'm sorry. Does it help you if we say a specific dog, or does it help you just to have the standard and the ideal being what's written? Or do you think you just learn better by seeing?
Right. Well, both. I want to know what I'm searching for instead of just a image of it. Because there's a standard classics. This is what you need to breed toward. Well, XL, it's not really that one dog that says, hey, that's the dog that is perfect. That has been done yet.
You know what? I like that, because the XL, I think, is one. I think the XL is also one of the most remarkable varieties that we have. I think that people that breed the XL are some of the most passionate, diehard breeders that we have. I also think that there has not been a clear leader in the XL movement that can be a mentor to everyone. Now, part of that comes in, the XL is the ultimate wow factor American bully. It is the ultimate. I know people are going to argue, no, I don't like a big dog. No, when you see a good XL, it is jaw-dropping. It will make you stop. The issue I see with XLs goes back to kind of what I said earlier about the St. Bernard. There are people that only identify an XL as a height. I think that is the number one thing that happens that goes wrong with XLs, is that it's all about how tall they are. And I really believe it is about the sheer mass of a dog. When you see a bull, that dog is like, whoa, that is the biggest, like, it's crazy looking. I think that the characteristics that identify an American bully, the XL is always fighting. Because if we look at it, the American bully now is short on upper arm. No matter what anybody says, it's not in the standard. Most of the American bullies that everybody loves is short on upper arm. An XL has great length of leg. It has to be a great XL. It throws off the overall look, the aesthetics of that breed. And it makes breeders say, all I have to do to have an XL is have a really big dog. You know what I'm saying? That's not what makes an XL. I tell people all the time, an XL is not an out of the standard. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is, just because it's a hair too tall, there are some XLs I would be like, yo, that's just a DQ. That's just a really big dog. Yeah. But XL for a breeder like yourself, that's like, hey, I want to know, where am I missing? We talked about Timbo earlier. Timbo was, I don't know if you saw him, he was one of the most impressive XLs I've ever seen. But the reason why was because he had the bone, he had the girth, he had the width. The number one thing I see with XLs is when they get narrow, you lose that impressiveness, the wow factor of the XL. But I think an XL should be a beautiful moving dog. I think it should be a powerful dog. I think it should have hella muscle. That's one thing I see too, is like they lose the giant thighs, they lose the muscle tone that make them an American bully. And I'm 100% with you. I wish there was a dog I could sit there and say that I love. There's a lot of XLs over the time. Timbo, Caribou Lou, Eddie out at Blue Line has some beautiful ones. MC Hammer was a phenomenal dog. The list go. I got to see a lot of these dogs in person, and it blew my mind. Red Lion. But then I also saw Whopper dogs. You know what I'm saying? That were not necessarily great dogs, but they were big. So, man, I would love to see the XL class get the love and be revered the way I think that it should be, because in my opinion, it's one of the original when it comes to the American bully. Man, I go back once again to looking in Dog Fancy in a kennel called Land of Giants. You know what I'm saying? and I used to be blown away by these dogs that were huge that I could look at. And there's some really good XLs. It's a shame what happened in Europe because there were some breeders over there that were doing some amazing things.
Yeah, they were doing some good stuff over there for sure.
This
But
dude asked me about Lion King. I wonder if he means King Lion. I know King Lion. I don't know about Lion King. Probably the same dog. You're talking about King Lion. I mean, that was it's like a beast of a dog. Like you said earlier, someone asked me, they said, are you talking about the show ring or are you talking about outside the show ring?
Yeah.
Eventually, I have to get to the point where all we talk about is the standard of the American
There we
Bully.
go.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
When I look at a dog, whether it's ever been shown or not, I can never get rid of the standard out of my head. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I can never say it's the bad thing about showing dogs. I tell people all the time, the curse of showing a dog is you will never look at a dog again the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm joking about my Doberman a lot because I do love him. But when he's standing funny, I swear to God, I'm like, hey, man, fix yourself. And we're just in the middle of my living room. Like, don't be standing in my living room like that. Go lay down. Fix yourself. Lay down. I'll tell my dog to lay down in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Don't cross your legs. You looking ready. Don't cross your legs.
Yeah. Like, I tell my dogs all the time, they're like, he's not even a show dog. I don't care. You can't be just standing around my house looking like that. You know? Like, you when you're a bully person, I can tell a bully person immediately. Like, we take pictures of everything differently. Like, I'm suddenly laying on my belly to take pictures of little babies and shit. Like, hey, stack him up. Hey, hold his head up a little higher. Click, click. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Chris, you riding your bike? Hold on. Let me get down. Okay, go. Got it. You know? Oh, you going in the sun. The bully breed, when people say it's a lifestyle, it's 100% a lifestyle. It's 100% embracing something that you will never get out of it, the love that you put in. It'll never be what y'all have with a friendship. You're going to make friends. You're going to lose friends. You're going to meet people that outgrow dogs. I tell people that all the time. It's the nature of it. How many of us know someone that was so hard in the bullies, then they have a kid, and now they're not hard in bullies no more? You know what I'm saying? They suddenly get a job, and their hours change, and they have to do what's best for their family. These dogs, it is such a blessing, the amount of time that you can go 100%, because most of us cannot go 100% for that long. You have a very short amount of time that you can go 100%. And if you're young, you think you have forever. But you'll get married and your wife ain't gonna want them dogs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or she ain't gonna want as many dogs. Or she ain't gonna want you going to a show every weekend. Then you're gonna have kids and they're gonna be in sports. Or you're gonna have like my son who's mad because he gotta go to a little thing called high school and I'm talking too loud. You know, whatever. Your life is gonna change. My son plays football. He's very good.
Yeah.
I can't take a lot of time. So I know when I have a break, I can go do this now. Oh, spring football start. Oh, summertime start. Oh, new season. So when our lives are changing, then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to do dogs when my kids move out. Okay, well, then guess what part of life we're in now? Now our parents are getting older. Now our parents are getting sick.
Yeah.
Now we got to take care of mama, or grandma's passing away, or my grandkids are coming over. Dang, now we got these big dogs. You know what I'm saying? Then if you wait till that is kind of over with, you get older. I tell people all the time, once you get like 60, 70, it's a little harder having that many dogs. It's a little harder having a big XL. Like my man here, he got XLs. When he's 65, it's harder to handle those XLs, you know? And it slows down and you can't do it. So the amount of time you really have with dogs is very, very short in the big scheme of things.
Yeah.
I went really hard with dogs from about 28 to 38 probably. I went super hard every day. Now I'm a little bit older, let's say 39, just to be nice. And I can't go that hard no more. I can't just go to Italy and go to a show. You know what I'm saying? I run bully in the bag. I transport puppies all the time. So anybody looking for a transporter, I do that, you know? And I got 2 dogs going to Canada. I don't do that much. I charge a lot. That's why a lot of people don't want to be calling me. But, you know, your puppy's going to be safe. But even with that, I can't go. So I want people to really appreciate their time in the American Bully. Understand that when it's time for you to get out, don't leave it worse than when you got here. Don't get out with 20 dogs and ain't got no home. Don't get out by doing random breedings that's not going to benefit the breed, and not benefit you. You know what I'm saying? That's where we have to be careful, because I don't want to be morbid, but every time I have a litter, I always think about, what if I'm not here? What if my bitch is pregnant and I pass away? What happens to those puppies? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What do I leave my kids with that they have to deal with? It's kind of why we all have to be a little more responsible in what we do. And we also need to show our support by getting out to shows. Like, I'm a big advocate of dog showing, not because I want you to get in the ring, but because the more you're out there with people that are like you, the more you can exchange ideas, the more you can talk to someone, the more, like I said earlier, I don't learn from people that ain't been around that long. That's not entirely true. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you guys, and even though I may have been around longer, there's things you guys said tonight that helped me think about something differently and be like, okay, let me give a message out differently. Like you said about the wow factor, Amanda. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I see where this is where people's minds are now. What can I do to help them with that? He said there's not enough education. I 100% agree. I want every one of our judges to have to teach a seminar. I want them to have to give an hour on the ABKC website a year where they take calls and they answer questions and they share their knowledge. That's a requirement to be a judge. You have to do that once a year. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing, but I want that requirement there. I want my XL breeders, my classic breeders, my standard breeders to have an idea of what's going on. We have to have information every year that says, hey, you know what, guys? It's January. This is XL month. We're going to be talking about where we are with the XL, what we're concerned about, what we're going to do. Right now, the biggest news in pockets is, are we going to maintain a minimum, or are we going to remove the minimum height requirement on the pocket?
Yeah.
If we remove the minimum height requirement, how does that affect the breed? What does that do to short upper arm? What does that do to the function of the breed? We know the moment we remove the height requirement, that breed is going to go from being 17 and under to really, honestly, 15 and under, because that's the community that we're in. So if you decide to remove the height requirement, what does that do to the overall class?
Yeah.
What does that do with the breeders? Do we instantly go to micros? Do we instantly go to exotics? Me personally, I think if you remove it, the distance becomes too great from the pocket to the XL. And now we're saying that one breed is from 12 inches to 24 inches. And that's too much. That's too much. I like it being from about 15 to about 22. And even that is a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can at least justify that. When you start making it open-ended, and we can have a 10-inch American Bully, and we can have a 24-inch American Bully XL, there's no way anybody can argue with me that you have any type of consistency when they're all based off of one standard, which is the standard class. Every variety we have is based off the standard class. It's either taller or shorter. You can be a pocket if you're too short, and you can be a XL if you're too tall, and then you have the classic, which is the opinion. And if you're just not enough, depending on what I think is enough. And that's why I said that class needs to go. Not because I don't think classics are beautiful. I just think that it's muddied water. Just really, I went to the season opener, and I thought the classics looked amazing in that show. I was like, whoa, that's a classic? That thing is a beast. That's a beast of a dog right there.
Freaking classics there. I remember.
So, and then I see the classic. I remember being on the mic being like, I need my classic winner to the ring. Okay, I've got my standard here. No, I'm the classic. And I'm like, okay.
The fact that
when
you're
Bully the Kid does that,
that's what you want. That's great.
That's what you want. That's how close they are. So I'm like, hey, it might be time to let that go. So I know we probably have bored everybody. We got on at 9. I gave you 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was time, my friend. I feel like we keep on like rabbit holing you.
Did you just hit your clock on me? Like, that's enough? Check out?
No, I just feel bad. I feel bad because you mentioned the time. I'm like, you're so right, sir, and I am sorry.
Well, you know, I know. I feel bad, too, that you're from Kansas. And I feel bad that you're from Kansas, and he's a Cowboy fan, and we got a drunk up there in the right-hand corner, you know, so we all
what
got
I need
problems.
you to do is quit touching that microphone like it's own.
Look, I can even change the color on my mic, man. This mic is really good. It works when it's plugged into the MacBook, but I'm on my phone because it wasn't working in sound check. You know.
Oh, okay.
Man, I've
Okay.
enjoyed
Well,
the free time.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Y'all have a good night, man. And looks like the red light came on, so looks like the mic's off.
We know.
You know.
All right, y'all take care. Have a good night.
Y'all be blessed.
oh yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is always the